Okay. Hello. Let me get. There we go. There's the cameras off. Hello and welcome. And I want to welcome our good friend Ari Bavel, the brother, Cardinal Sin's brother, and Cam. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. And welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Canadian Spider-Man. And a good friend of ours, it's his birthday today. He's no longer with us, but that doesn't mean that we can't celebrate his birthday. So, and I do want to say hello to Wes Cagle in the chat. Hello, my friend. And good to see you with all those avatars in there. It was definitely a festive celebration. We have a fire. We have some beverages to cheers with in the appropriate containers, of course.
Oh, you bastard. Oh, you too. Oh, man, mine's in storage.
Well,
you guys really get me.
And since it is a birthday for our dear friend Cardinal Sin, we have birthday presents. So there you go.
Cool.
Happy birthday. And now I'd like to also welcome in the chat Miskatonic Madman. And that is a Batman. That is a Batman reference. I didn't know what Miskatonic referenced to, but apparently it is an Arkham University type reference to Batman. So that's awesome. Good to have you here. And Maddie's daddy. Hi, Steve. Welcome. Good to always have you here in the chat. We've got a bunch of wrenches here already. And hello. And happy birthday, says Eldritch Lord Hastur. This is the first time I've seen you here, so welcome.
Lord Haster is an old time friend, man. He's been around since the early days. Hey, it's really good to see you, man. I was wondering if we were still out there.
That is okay. Well, then let's wrench.
Gil and I knew Lord Haster through Purple Valkyrie when she used to do her morning show.
Oh yeah, I know Purple Valkyrie. That's a cool name too.
Yeah, she's a really cool lady. Hey, I'm gonna shift my camera off real quick. I gotta grab my my drink.
Yeah, great. Well, that's an improvement anyway, buddy.
Hey, thanks, bud. It's the the ugly duckling of the litter. Next to you, two handsome gentlemen. You guys are looking good, especially you, Ari. I'm liking the beard, brother.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I look like a homeless bum. I need a haircut, but I have it. I'm working for a buddy, so I don't, because it's friends. I'm not required to wear a uniform or even shave or do a haircut, so I haven't bothered. But how old is Cardinal Sin? And it is today. It is today.
It's yesterday. It's yesterday.
Oh shoot! It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's okay. And how old? 55?
57.
57.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. He's 4 years older than I was.
He was born in 1968. All
right. Okay. Well, that is fantastic. I'm glad to know that. I figured it was 55. But you know what? That's great. And I want to welcome our Penguin brother, Low Spec Linux Gaming. Hi. Linux? I think that's how you pronounce Linux. Linux.
Low Spec Linux, I believe. But Low Spec is also someone who's been around since back in the day.
Yep, that's true.
So it's really good to see you guys out here and help us celebrate. Our friend Gil's birthday, man. Got Cardinal Sin, the man, the myth, the legend. Because he really was a legend. And he's having a blast. He's here with us, and I'm sure he's got a tiki glass somewhere.
Well, I notice you have an excellent mug there, Cam, the Spider-Man mug. I don't think it's too early. Can we start the show with a toast to?
My girlfriend gave me this for my birthday, and I was like, the next time I'm on with Spider, I'm gonna bust his nuts with it.
that is, oh man, I appreciate that. Okay, so I'd like to pour this and propose a toast to Cardinal Sin for his birthday. and this is an adult beverage. This is, if you ever get a chance, either one of you, Blue Buck. This is from Vancouver Island. This is in Victoria, the capital of British Columbia. Blue Buck, and it's by Phillips Brewery. And Matt Phillips started the company with his own credit cards on a whim, and he's making some of the best beer in British Columbia. So
well,
cheers.
Good luck.
Cardinal
Cheers.
Sin.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother. Oh, man. Well, just to let everybody know, it's lemonade. Yeah, I think you guys all know it. I quit drinking over a year ago.
That's probably, that's quite all right here. It's not a bad idea.
I'll tell you, though, nights like this make me thirsty.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So if I'll read this, and I'll if I can ask each of you to read a little bit here and there. Not that I want to put you to work, but Maddie's daddy, Steve M, says in the chat, "Hail Cardinal Sin, the most generous man ever on YouTube." You know what? That might be true. That might actually be true. Thank you. I know he certainly was to me.
Well, I would say his generosity was not just measured in. I think we all. I know I've gotten care package. I got several care packages from Gil, but his generosity wasn't just in those material things that he shared with us, but and even when they were material things, they were the things we loved. They were figures or comic books, independent comic books or old comic books, or but the generosity of his time, which you can't put a price on, and you can't measure it. It's immeasurable. And he was a man who freely gave of himself and his time, and was willing to, talk to you if you had a problem or help you if you had an idea. I don't think there can be more to be said about somebody than that type of generosity. So thanks for mentioning his generosity.
And I want to welcome Rusty Rivers, a good friend of the channel, also a content creator. And Eldritch Lord Hester says, "Oh, you also mod for Moira? Okay, excellent. I know Moira." And FKCH, Canadian Spider-Man, you're an lumberjack. Well, not today. Well, I am going to cut some wood for this fire though, because this is not big enough to celebrate a birthday. So we're going to get it bigger.
Hey Tim.
Okay. Cam, do you mind reading this?
Oh, of course. Eldritch Lord Hester says, "Just had some Kraken rum and Coke myself." Kraken. That's some dark rum right there. That's got a little punch to it.
And yes, that is Cardinal Sin's Legacy channel. Thank you, West Kegel. You're such a good wrench, West. And Anti-Derivative Jill, another great friend of Cardinal Sin's. Hi, Anti-Derivative Jill.
Hi, Jill.
So may I ask, Ari, we're talking too much. What are some? Is there a birthday party in particular of Cardinal Sin's, of Gil's, that you remember? Because I know there's some years between you two, but is there something that a memory that sticks out?
I can't really say that I have a particular birthday party memory. I know that for his 55th, he had a big soiree in Lawrence, but I did not attend that. And I know for his 50th that he had a big to-do and had T-shirts made up and all that. And some of the people, I think, who got some of his swag also got a T-shirt thrown in the box. So I still have a few of those. All the big sizes are gone. I only have the like the smalls, and the I might have a medium or two left, but that was for his 50th. Yeah,
I have that shirt, and I have it over here, and I'm going to do a ward. Cardinal Sin and I, when we used to do our midnight to midnight streams, because he has a couple of different shirts, we would do wardrobe changes throughout the stream, and we would wear different shirts of his merchandise. So I do have the birthday shirt that you were kind enough to send me one of, and I'm going to put it on later. But yes, that was a big. I had my 50th birthday a couple of years ago. I certainly didn't have T-shirts made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's such a Gil move. I love it.
Yes.
It does. It reminds me. We all went out to California, right? And 3 of us flew out, and 2 of us drove. And I flew. 2 of my other buddies drove, but we went out to see the band Ween, and I had all these shirts made up that said the gestures of non-humor, and we all wore them to the shows, and we were telling people how we were big in Canada and that we were improv comedy troupe, and then we proceeded to improv some comedy all over San Francisco.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that sounds just I could see Gil doing the same thing. You know what I mean? So when you say he had these shirts made up for his birthday, I'm like, yeah, of course he did. You know, it's Cardinal Sin's birthday. Everyone should have a shirt. You know,
and
so that's super cool.
Ari, may I ask you to read this from our friend Antiderivative Jill?
Sure. Antiderivative Jill says, I am dealing with dinner, but I will be on as soon as I can.
Oh, fantastic. She's always good to have in. And hey, another very good friend of Cardinal Sin's and all of ours, Andy Masterson, who's a master toy maker. And what a fantastic guy to have in the chat. Welcome to Andy. And Andy, if you'd like a link, actually, you know what? I'm going to put this link in the chat, because this is an open stream, and anyone that knew Gil, Cardinal Sin, is welcome to come on, because everyone in this chat I know is an excellent YouTuber. So, and Ari, would you also mind reading this from Jill, please?
Sure, yeah. Jill says, well, and he was a big music guy, and I'll bet it was a rocking birthday.
Actually, with your permission, may I play a video clip of him playing guitar?
Sure.
Okay, this was on a live stream, and Antiderivative Jill, if you look in the corner, this is Cardinal Sin playing live on camera on a live stream on YouTube, and we have some people that you might recognize who are on the camera with him. So I'm gonna show it right now. It's not very long, but if you want to hear some excellent rock and roll, and this is what Cardinal Sin loved to do. So here it is.
I rock like this.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, man. Yes.
All right.
And we saw Antiderivative Jill just at the end there, just as it clipped out. We were on a live stream, and he showed that clip from yet another live stream. Yeah.
Is that the guitar riff from White Rabbit?
I don't know. I
believe you're right, though. Right?
Yeah, I think I recognize that riff. Yeah.
Yeah, Jefferson Airplane before they became Starship there, right?
No, that was one of his bands.
Different
White Rabbit. Different
Okay,
White Rabbit.
Rabbit, yeah.
This is
I was
about.
thinking that you were talking about the song White Rabbit, and I was like, oh, is it?
No. He had a band that was. I think this was 2 Mile Death Plunge, and they had a song called White Rabbit, which wasn't about Alice in Wonderland. It was about a car, the Volkswagen Rabbit.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
love that car.
Now it's coming back. Once you said the name of the band, then I was like, oh, okay, yeah. You know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think I
man.
recognize that riff. I videotaped them playing live on the KU campus in Lawrence for it was like an Earth Day celebration. Way back in the day, like in the 80s sometime.
Yeah.
One of those big hold it on your shoulder camcorder deals.
Yeah, and you're out.
Oh, yes.
It's outside. I've seen that video.
Yeah,
He
yes,
has
I'm
that
sure,
video,
I'm sure
didn't
you'll.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah. because I mean that was one of the great parts of doing Midnights to Midnights with him was, you know, if there was a little lull or something, or he just got the, you know, had the feeling, he'd be like, hey, you guys want to hear something? And, you know, he would pull out like that, you know, some old video footage that now we know that Ari actually was the guy filming it, right? And that's amazing.
He mentioned that.
We had a lot of good times. Yeah.
He did say that.
So that's an awesome memory. And yeah, just him sharing his music with us, man, that was a big thing for me. We kind of grew up all in the same music, you know, punk rock. And I remember he was talking about going to see some bands out in Vegas that, you know, were big when we were kids. He was like, yeah, man, I'm thinking about going to Vegas to see these bands. And it was like, you know, it was like, I don't know, like a one night deal. Like, I think he was saying like Dead Kennedys and like, you know, bands of that genre. I forget exactly who was going to be there. You know, I don't know if it was like, I was thinking Black Flag and stuff like that, like stuff of that genre, you know. But he was listening off the names, and I was like, man, yeah, I used to listen to every one of those bands, and he was getting really excited about it. So I would have been fun.
Cam, do you mind reading this?
Yes. Andy Masterson, known to myself as the Wizard. That's just my nickname for him. Andy Masterson says, Steve, I'm on my way to the gym right now, but I'll try afterwards. Thanks, Andy.
Fantastic.
We appreciate you, brother.
Hey. Yep, that's and good for going to the gym, Andy. I've been slacking, so got to get to that. So, and Eldritch Lord, his star says he believes this is the first time he's actually seen you, Cam.
Yeah, I'm usually not on camera. Usually I'm this guy right here.
That's right. And I
but,
do want
to for special streams.
I do want to welcome a very good friend of the channel, a special friend of the channel, Old Man Bird. Says the best kind of sin, Cardinal Sin. That is correct. That is good absolutely one. The best kind
what's
of
up, sin. Bird? It's good to see you, man.
Yep.
DVB.
And, DVB, welcome and hello to you. That is fantastic. And okay, let's see where I skipped. Here it is. Eldritch Lord Hastur says, all I have is my phone, or I would jump on. Oh, well, no problem, man. You're welcome either way. And would you mind reading this from our friend Anti-Derivative Jill?
Sure. Anti-Derivative Jill says, yes, he did punk rock, but when the stream started to slow down, he'd play his mellow band 1111. And yeah, I think I shot video for 1111 once, maybe twice. That was a whole different kind of sound. There was a lot of Eastern Indian kind of influences. And we had a drum set. There was another guy who did percussion. One night I remember I drove to Lawrence and I watched him play, and the percussion guy climbed up on Gil's drum set. And while Gil was playing, he was playing counter rhythms on the drum set while Gil was playing. It was entirely unscripted, unrehearsed, and it was phenomenal. It was one of the most amazing live things I've ever seen in the music field.
Wow,
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm almost like speechless right now, trying to picture it. It must have been fantastic.
It was wild. It really was. And he met his first wife in that band. She was a bass player.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Now you're drawing it full circle for us.
And this is not my avatar, as hopefully people should know. This is Cardinal Sin. He had this done by an artist friend of ours. I can't remember who. Was it Fet for Hire?
I want to say yes, but
it might have been Fet for Hire who did this. And I love this image. And this is also the one that's on this T-shirt that Gil, the Cardinal Sin again, was generous enough to give to me.
Turn your camera on for a minute and show everybody your shirt, bud.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Yeah. He gave his moderators. That shirt right there, Masters of the Genre, was one of the live streams that weekly Cardinal Sin did on his channel. Cardinal Sin did a couple of different shows, and this was one of them, Masters of the Genre, where he would interview people like Andy Masterson, who is a master toy maker.
Yeah, he is.
And,
that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason I call Andy the Wizard, because in his garage there, he just creates the magical things.
So our friend Herc130 says in the chat, and Herc130 has been with us for a long, long time, one of the OGs. He says, "Oh my God, hello, Ari Bavel. I am very happy to see you, as are we."
Yes, we
likewise, Herc130. Good to see you too.
And I didn't know that I didn't know what his name referred to because I'm not a military guy, but I love machines, and now I know that's the C-130 Hercules aircraft, and he flies them or works on them or is very involved with them for the military, so that's cool.
Well, hey, what's up, Herc? I believe Herc's a pilot, right, Herc?
I didn't want to say, but I think so too, which is so cool.
Yeah, Herc was, he piloted Hercules C-130s, and I was watching, you get these video clips, and these guys, these tier 1 operators, guys from Delta Force, were talking about, who the coolest people were, and in the military, and they're all like, C-130 pilot, man. Anybody driving a Hercules is a cool motherfucker.
Well, we know that. Herc in the chat is always one of the coolest.
Yeah, man. Well, and C-130s are also the ones they turn into Spectre gunships. So we'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Anti-Derivative Jill has reminded us of another good friend of Cardinal Sins and this channel and of Doomcock. Another great friend of Cardinal Sins and Doomcock is this man right here that Jill mentions, Douglas Nelson. Douglas Nelson, absolutely, and Fetfire.
Well, and Douglas Nelson is known as Mr. Nailson, and that's
he is
November
and
Alpha.
This does look
India,
like his style.
Lima. Yeah, now that you mention it, that does seem more like Doug's style.
It does because
I've seen his work.
He does live streams where he does sketches in front of the camera, and you can see him, and this very much looks like his style. And now
that Anti-Derivative Jill says that, I was just watching Doug's stream earlier today, and as soon as she said that, and I looked at the shirt, I was like, because he was doing his art this morning. You know what I mean? Oh, so yeah, that would be dead on, Jill. Good call.
And Ari, would you mind reading this from our friend Jill?
Yeah, Jill says, every time I'd talk about how I liked Rancid, he let me know they were jerks and that they smelled rancid. I don't know. I never met them myself. Yeah, I remember him saying that too. I think he played with I think maybe they opened for Rancid at the Outhouse. Maybe more than once. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Okay, right. And can you hear the crackling of the fire at all?
Yes.
Okay, good. And so I think DVB says they did have some good songs, though, referring to Rancid. So, okay, there you go. I don't know any of their. I'm not familiar. Cam, do you mind reading this from our coolest pilot, assuming pilot, friend, Herc130?
Of course. Herc130 in the chat says, "Hello, Anti-Derivative Jill. The universe was calling to me, and I just came online to see this. I'm very happy to see Ari tonight. But those other guys, not so much."
I'm sure he's delighted to see all y'all.
Oh, I think so. Well, let's get some.
You're missing my little header that's supposed to be underneath, when it says cam, and then you can write a little thing that says like creator of, and artiste to the stars or whatever. And mine, I put a little thing right below my name there. I don't know if it came through. I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, you know why? Because I think that's on my end. I don't know if I enabled that second, because you can enable the second line, or
It's no big
not
deal.
enable.
It was just a joke. Some people
Yeah,
put
no,
in,
I absolutely
creative
understand.
genius or author. I put in
Something like
resident idiot.
Well, we can make a banner. There, you mentioned that, and I just recently figured out how to enable that, and I'll have to look into that again. But thanks for
Well, thanks for giving me my proper title. I do appreciate it.
So DVB says, Anti-Dirt of Jill, sorry for the typo. Your name is a lot to type. It is. I kept thinking there was like 2 R's in derivative, but not.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I write antiderivative like every day.
Didn't even know it was a word.
You must be traveling in those highbrow circles.
Well, no,
right.
I teach math at the university, so it's a common thing.
Yeah,
Wow.
That was a chance for you to wow everybody with your what you do for your occupation. Yeah,
well,
we all know you're a
big deal. It sounds like a big deal, but I literally have made a career of teaching the math that I learned in high school. So it's not really that big a deal when you look at it that way.
Hey, well, if you're doing what do they say? If you're doing something that you love, you never really work a day in your life.
I'm fortunate that way for sure.
Cool. Well, then you're doing it the right way, my friend.
That is what they say. And Herc 130 says that he flew Herc 130, the C-130s, as a flight engineer.
Ah, okay.
That is super cool. Says he's in a great mood tonight, as are we. It is a birthday. And Spectre Scary. As in the movie Spectre?
No, an AC-130 Spectre gunship is a flying gun platform. It has like miniguns. It can also it can have a full artillery piece on there sometimes. It is something else. You ever see or hear one, you will never forget it. It's just like hearing
if you're on the ground and you hear one, you won't ever see anything else again.
You never hear it coming. You know what I mean? You
can fill a football field with ordnance in under a minute with one of those things. Maybe under 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's as distinctive as the that you hear when an A-10 Warthog goes, right?
Yeah.
Because they have the same nose gun on a Warthog. It usually is on a Spectre, and
there's a name for that. The GAU?
Gatling gun.
Yeah.
No, but it's a GUA?
GUA. 50. It's a 50 cal. I think last time I checked.
And Ari, would you mind reading this from our friend?
Yeah, Herc 130 says he flew Hercs for 5,000 hours, 400 combat missions for 19 years. Retired now, just fly a desk on base now. Well, Herc 130, I got to say, thank you for your service. That's quite a career.
Kidding. Wow.
That's an amazing career, Herc. And that's my. I didn't realize that you were the flight engineer, but goddamn, that it is a very, very technical and important role, and we're just astounded that you put in 5,000 hours and 400 combat missions. Man, that's why they're the coolest guys in the world.
Flight engineers.
Thank you, man.
That's basically Scotty.
Right. That's right.
It is.
Okay. Who was a Canadian, by the way? Anti-Dirt of Jill says, you have a car channel too, don't you, Herc 130? I forget what it's called. Okay, so maybe he'll tell us in the chat here. And DVB says, same here, Herc 130. Great mood, high fives all around. Oh, fantastic. Oh, excellent, DVB. Glad to have you here. And, this is our friend, Warachi. Is it Warachi? I think so.
It's everyone I know pronounces it Warachi.
Do you mind reading what he's got to say?
Oh, no, I'd love to. Warachi in chat says, hello and good night to everyone. Happy birthday to Cardinal Sin, wherever he is and whatever mystery he is investigating. Thanks, Warachi. Hey, it's good to see you, man. See you around all the time. I may not say hi, but, always see you, always read your chat, always have something interesting to say. So thank you very much for coming by and wishing Gil a happy birthday.
And yes, Herc, I knew this was your other channel. Thank you. That's exactly it. And we'll get that link and put it in the chat for people. Ari, would you mind reading this?
Not at all. Herc 130 says, "At my Mach 1 for Life is about me finding my high school car I sold in 1984 and bought it back to restore in 2023, 39 years later. Great story and good videos."
Nice.
I've seen it. I saw what he's starting with. I don't know what stage he's at now, but it was in great shape. It was mint, but there was very little of what you would call a car there. There was, I mean, it wasn't rusted. It what was there was preserved very well, but it was dusty, and he said all the parts were there somewhere, but it didn't look like much to me. But
right.
Good for him.
I'm assuming this was a full off the frame restoration. Sounds like it was pretty much disassembled at that point anyway, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's excellent. Thanks.
Well, luckily it sounds like Herc's a pretty handy guy to have around, and I'm sure that I know I'm going to go check out my Mach 1 for Life and see how his journey has progressed.
So will I. And Cam, do you mind reading this, please?
Oh, sure. DBB in the chat says, if you think of the billions and billions of people on the planet, there are 16 in the chat and 3 on the panel. It is kind of like the universe has brought us all together for some reason at Herc 130. And I would have to agree. I think we, are all prone to serendipity. We'll say, the universe. There are very very few coincidences. There are coincidences, but they're very rare. And
yes,
there are instances of serendipity or serendipitousness. And those are the things that bring us together. And like these guys, I mean, Gil brought us all together, and now we've all, most of us have been friends for years now.
At least going on 5 anyway.
Yeah.
And I want to welcome our friend Kronos, who says, "What is an antiderivative Spartacus?" Referring to the time when antiderivative Jill changed her name to antiderivative Spartacus, and it got locked that way for like a week. Which was so we all changed our names to Spartacus too, because it was something we were doing. And well, we had all done it for something, and then hers got stuck. So a couple of us did. And an A10, Kronos knows what that is. And have a great stream later. Okay, thanks, Low Spec. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for stopping by, Low Spec.
And I want to say hello to another old time friend, is Matt G Swift -1. Hello and welcome.
Matt's our resident Swiftie.
That's right.
The Swiftie from down under.
Matt G. Excellent. Good to see you. Oh, are you kidding me? Antiderivative Jill, is that a coincidence?
No.
We were just speaking of him, and it's his birthday today?
Wow.
Huh.
See, there's serendipity at work.
Yeah.
Scotty, we love you.
And yes, the A10 Warthogs are definitely a tank killer. Absolutely, they are impressive. I've been watching some YouTube videos on that. Oh, thanks, Kronos. You can hear the fire. Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. You guys ever get sucked in? I get sucked in by these YouTube shorts.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. But some of them are AI generated now. The ones with the animals, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, I'm anti-AI. I really am. I don't like it like when I'm trying to write something now. Like when I was trying to write to you, Steve. Sorry, Spidey. When I was trying to write to you, Spidey, earlier, the AI inside X, like I misspelled nerdrotic, and I was trying to rewrite it, and it like kept trying to prompt me and losing the cursor. It was more of a pain in the ass than a help. But I mean, I know I've seen people do incredible things with it, like the ones where they get like the first doctor to like read something, you know what I mean, and it sounds just like William Hartnell, or or they'll do Tom Baker. I've seen I've seen a bunch of them. The Rabbi from Another Planet, he does a lot of that kind of stuff, and he does it for laughs, you know what I mean, and it's AI generated, but it's just interesting to see. And there's also I can't think of his name right now. He's an actual doctor. He teaches physics over in England. But he wrote some books on and continuing the 12th Doctor. It's called Seasoned 12, Season 13, and now there's a Seasoned 14, and it continues with Capaldi's run as the Doctor, as if he stayed. And the books are fantabulous. But what he does is he has released he'll release chapters or a couple chapters, and then he has AI Capaldi reading it, and he has the other characters AI doing their voices too, so it sounds just like the people. It's eerie, and the writing is so well done that you wish it was real Doctor Who. Thank you, Jill. And we all know. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. Gil loved Doctor Who, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he didn't like new Doctor Who, but he liked old Doctor Who.
Yeah. And I got to agree with Wes Cagle in the chat that AI will kill us all. You all know this to be true.
That is true.
Yes.
And I want to say hello and welcome to a good friend of ours and Cardinal Sin's Rod Thunderheart. Hello.
Hey, Rob.
You are looking snazzy, dude. Did you go to a barber and a shave or what?
Yeah, I did, actually.
Nice. Well done, sir. Just for the birthday stream.
Wow, you're looking good, bud. You got a hot date?
No, I'm at work. And I swear to God, I did not choose to wear my favorite T-shirt. Like, literally, I did not know Spidey was going to stream tonight.
Nice. No, it had to. Gil's birthday, Cardinal Sin's birthday was yesterday. Ari told me. I thought it was today. Today's the 3rd, right? Ari, you know it's the 3rd, right?
Yeah. No, his is the 2nd. Mine is the 3rd.
Today?
No, it's the 3rd of December.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, holy shit, you should have said something. Yeah, if it was your birthday today, there's no way we're going to celebrate his and not yours. Okay, so anti-dirt of Jill. Rod, do you mind reading this from Jill, please?
Yeah, sure. My phone wants to inject AI into my text messages. I keep telling it no. Yeah, I know. Me too.
That's AI is a tool. Yeah, it's a tool. Probably not in the way you're meaning it, but a tool in the sense that I'm saying it. And Sashi is joining us all the way from near Kuala Lumpur. So hi, Sashi.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool. Hey, Sashi.
Yeah.
100 sub.
Must be nice.
Yeah. And Chronos note, the car that Herc 130 is restoring, what I saw from his first video, it was very dusty, but no rust. It looked like it was taken care of. undercover. And, oh, that's a photon torpedo from my phone. I got a message. That's the Enterprise D, NCC 1701D, photon torpedo.
Nice.
Enterprise D?
Yes.
Blasphemer?
Yes. Now I'm going to have to turn that off. But yes. Oh, and yes, PS2 Chipper says RIP and I miss you, friend. And absolutely, we can say that. And Sashi says, I have work to do, so I will be in and out of the chat. Greetings, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being here, Sashi, all the way from Kuala Lumpur. Sashi manages to join us all the time. So, oh, great. Thank you.
Hey, say Kronos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kronos.
Old Man Bird.
Ari, may I ask you to read this, please?
Sure. This is Old Man Bird says in the chat, I always said hello to Cardinal Sin on the Frolics, but so did everybody. Didn't learn about how he'd been an inspiration to so many people until the testimonies after his death. Stark of Iron, and I'm assuming that continues.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. It does. Stark of Iron.
Spidey, you need a haircut.
Went live, a rare moment on camera for him.
Yeah, actually, he needs several thousand hairs cut.
Yeah, yeah. No, I do need a haircut, Rod. But I'm working for a buddy, so he doesn't care if I like. We're doing mechanic work on logging trucks, so he doesn't care. The loggers don't care if I have a haircut, as long as I know how to use a wrench. And I'm not, as you know, I'm MGTOW, so I'm not looking for a girl, so I don't care what my hair looks.
Yeah, no, me too.
And okay, so yeah, that was Old Man Birds and Herc 130. Rod, would you mind reading our friend Herc 130, please?
Yeah, Herc 130 says, I can tell you all the time, I can tell you all that I think of Gil all the time. I still have all of his emails. I don't know who knows this, but Gil and I were talking about doing a show called Real Science Fiction. More?
Yeah, sorry.
Where we would talk about the latest in science discovery and innovations. Yeah, great idea.
That's a great idea. What a great idea. And Jill says her name was stuck with anti-derivative Spartacus for 2 weeks because you can only change it in YouTube twice, and then it times you out for 2 weeks. So she changed it without knowing this, and I think none of us knew this, so it's a good thing.
No, you guys didn't know it because I was laughing because you guys were changing your names, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you do that too many times, they lock you up. And I just didn't think any more about it. And then next thing I know, you guys were all out. Or at least Jill was.
Yeah, the very first time I appeared on Doomcock's, he had one of his member streams. I accidentally typed Todd Thunderheart.
That's
nice.
Yeah.
Never met Todd Thunderheart. I only met Rod Thunderheart.
No, me neither. Yeah, no.
It's your evil twin.
Yeah. And Intuitive Jill is saying that low spec Linux gaming. Hello, I made it to Necropolis in the first Fallout game. Oh, okay, cool.
Good for you, Jill.
Scotty? I don't know if Scotty's here, but he's welcome on. Scotty knew Cardinals. Actually, the bit of us playing music, where we played Cardinal Sin playing guitar, Scotty was on the panel, visible on that video. So he's welcome.
Hey, can I read this one?
Yes, please go ahead. I was constantly going to ask.
Cool. I just Nemesis is a good friend, and I was actually another good friend of ours and Gil's was a guy named Skogli Jotun. Yeah. And I was talking to Skogli earlier today on his live stream, and so if he pops in here, hopefully he'll stop by. He just did say he had to work, but he would try to pop in. But anyway, Nemesis of Eden, good friend of ours, and Gil's and everybody's. Nemesis of Eden in the chat says, "Happy birthday to our late friend Gil. He was a gentleman, a rocker, and a scholar. Skol, Gil. Skol."
I will raise a glass to that. Skol.
Skull.
Skull.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Spread all I got in water.
I
It's all right. Drink what
absolutely
you got, brother. You're working.
agree. Well, here, Rod, I got a beer for you right here, buddy. You shouted me plenty of beer when I stayed at your house, and you bought the entire thing of giant Fireball.
Oh,
So here's a beer for you, buddy. Yes. Next
That's
time I got a
friendship right
smaller
there.
bottle of Fireball. That was
That's
great
friendship.
seeing you, man.
yeah.
I'm just I'm popping off for a second to refill my cup. I'll be right back.
Certainly. Yes, Ari, I did get a chance to drive up to near Edmonton and visit Rod Thunderheart in person. Previously, Rod and I had met with we were one of the first I think to really be on with Cardinal Sin for his midnight to midnight streams, or at least we were among the first. And yeah, so I was so glad to finally go and see Rod in person. And so, man, you were so generous, Rod. I really appreciate that. And if you ever come here, you know where I am. There's plenty of room around the fire.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You bet.
Ari, do you have any YouTubers that Cardinal Sin was associated with around living where you are now, or was there any other YouTubers close to where you and Cardinal Sin were?
Not that I know of. I mean, I think you guys are pretty much the people I know. I know best from his community.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Jill might be the closest one. She's in Texas, and he was in Kansas. So
Yes. Yeah. And coincidentally, Eugene Bird and I were talking. I might be going down and visiting Texas and doing some live streams down there on my way back from Mexico here in April. We will see. It's just tentative for right now, but we'll see. But yeah, I might go to Texas. We'll see. But that's one great thing through the Cardinal Sin channel and through the Doomcock's channel as well. Met so many good people on YouTube's. I didn't realize it was going to be this that you'd meet this many good people and actually like form actual relationships with them from all over the world. I mean, Sashi's coming to us from Kuala Lumpur. We have Molecular Arts often comes to us from Hobart, Tasmania. DVB, I forget where you're from, but all over the place. And DVB says, remember when Cardinal Sin first started doing live streams? They were called I Am Not a Number. Yep. That's one of his very first. Yep. One of his very first.
That's the famous line from The Prisoner, which was,
Yes.
one of the shows that Gil just loved. And he did a retrospective on with, I forget the gentleman's name now, but he's quite a scholar. All I can remember now is just him in this room with books. And then and with Tracy Torme as well. And unfortunately, I believe Tracy has passed too.
mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Oh man.
Yeah, but he was working on that Sliders project. I know that him and Gil used to talk about that all the time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sliders. Yeah, that's right.
I just want to. I tried to go into the chat and they wants me to like connect to my YouTube and all this stuff. So I just wanted to say, I see some messages in the chat directed at me and directed at other people. And I just wanted to let you guys know that we are looking at them and trying to get them to all of them. And I just wanted to say hello to everybody if we haven't mentioned your
Oh,
name.
yes. No,
Really
absolutely. Yeah.
trying to
Okay, let's get to them. I like the time Spidey had the munchies probably and thought Gil said into the fridge. That is true. You like some of New Who, he says? Yes. And Wes Cagle, as Wes Cagle does say, AI will kill us all. You all know this to be true. And oh, yeah, no, I'm doing a terrible job at the chat. Let's start and work our way back. We lost Tracy Torme on January 4th, 2024. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry to hear that. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, crap. And Nemesis of Eden. Hello, Nemesis of Eden. Hello there. And Suzanne. Hi. Welcome, Suzanne, in the
Hi,
chat.
Suzanne.
Good to see you. And she's saying hello to everyone. And yeah, oh, good. Excellent. And Phantom Valley Picker, CA. Oh, hey, PvP. Great to have you here. Another
PvP.
friend who just lives, actually, PvP lives just down the corner from me. And Rod Thunderheart said he has to pop out, but he's going to pop back in. He's got the keys to do that. PvP in the chat, who just lives an hour away from me, an hour and a half, says, Spidey, you should see if you can visit Jill. Would be fun to see you guys do a video. I am trying to put that together, and that is on the list. And Eugene Bird and I, Old Man Bird and I, are working on something, and we'll see if we can make that happen.
Nice.
And yes, and Kronos says, who is Taz? Well, Tasmania. Taz is the devil, but Tasmania is a wonderful place where Tasmanian devils are found as roadkill, unfortunately, like raccoons and skunks.
Really?
And hey, another original, very good friend of Cardinal Sins is Tiger Stripes. Hello and hi, Tiger Stripes. She says, I miss Cardinal Sins so much.
Tiger
Absolutely
Stripes.
couldn't agree more. Absolutely couldn't agree more. 100%.
Yeah, we all share that same sentiment. And Tiger Stripes, just so you know, you were one of the people I saw in the chat and was hoping we got to quickly because I know you were such good friends with Gil, and you're such a lovely person.
Agreed. And I'll try and get everyone in the chat, including John the Beagle Dad, another great friend of ours. Hi, John.
And can we all, send good feelings to John. John,
yes,
as he says, is the Beagle Dad, and he's not feeling too good, and I know he lost a puppy over this last week, and so a snake bite. So
that's
we just
right.
want to send you love, John.
That's right. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, John, and our heart goes out to huge dog lover here, cats and animals of all kinds. Yeah. That's rough. Ari, did you know did Cardinal Sin ever have a dog that you're aware of?
Well, back when we were still living with our parents, we had dogs. Yeah, we had a couple of dogs.
Oh, you did? I didn't. I guess I never asked him about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a cat, which Gil was very little. Which
there was 10 years between you?
Yeah. And he decided we should name the cat Torn Up Napkin, which didn't actually take hold, but and then we had a couple of dogs. We raised Shelties, like purebred Shelties, for a little while.
Wow.
And so we had a couple dogs. He was big into he was a PETA kind of guy. Obviously he was a conscientious vegetarian turned vegan, and he actually applied for a job with PETA that didn't quite work out, but that was his big thing. As an animal lover. And so I remember when he was married, they would have what he called bink time every day, and they had several rabbits that they would turn loose in the house, and they would set up barriers, and the rabbits would just spend an hour hopping around doing whatever they wanted to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, that sounds like fun, actually.
It sounds like Gil. But having said that, he knew that I hunted, for food, and he never judged me for that at all. And he knew I used every part of the animal, but
Right.
he wasn't judgmental.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I think he understood, particularly that, the ethos of hunters who do use every part of the animal. I think he understood that for what it was, and it certainly wasn't his cup of tea. But I don't think he would judge people for doing it the right way.
No. That's and Cam, do you mind? You know what this is referring to.
Anti-derivative Jill in the chat says, no bloody A, B, C, or D.
To quote James Doohan.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
No A, B, C, or D. And so, Spidey, you might want to get that off your phone.
Yeah. DVB in the chat says, sorry, I smoke a lot of weed. My memory is not the greatest. Hey, that's no problem, DVB. It is it's a medicine in many cultures for a reason. Oddly enough, I do smoke it as well, and my memory so far is spot on. So hopefully that keeps going. But yeah. All right, and let's welcome. Of course, it's legal here. I wouldn't advise anyone doing anything illegal. Everyone do exactly what the government says at all times. That's my advice. You all know that.
I'm going to tell you right now, do not take Spidey's advice.
Yeah, everyone knows I'm saying that with my tongue firmly planted in my cheek. I'm not the biggest fan of government.
No,
yes.
Well, I think you're probably in the right company.
But they serve their purpose. I'm sure there were some that were good.
I mean,
I'm a big fan of JFK.
I love the government. I mean, my new alien overlords or whoever you may be.
Yes. Yes. Aliens. All right, we're gonna have to devote some of this chat to aliens because one of Cardinal Sin's, one of the most popular shows on the Cardinal Sin channel, was Midnight to Midnight, but also Beyond the Fringe, and those both delved into the supernatural of all kinds. Both of those shows, and I know Gil was involved in several societies. Cardinal Sin was a huge fan of that sort of thing. So, yeah, we can get into that. Absolutely, that's a fascinating topic. And so PS2 Chipper says, I remember when Rod Thunderheart would take over hosting Midnight to Midnight for Gil. Great memories. Absolutely. All right, we're going to shoot through the chat here because oh my goodness, we are getting so far behind.
I just wanted to throw in that, that was a serious passion of Cardinal Sin's. What was, in investigating the unusual and the paranormal, and that was one of the things that I loved, about his channel was he would have great guests on and really discuss the subject in a very, with a skeptical but not jaundiced eye, and really was looking for truth. And he had a gentleman on, Robert Rosales, I believe, who wrote several books.
Yeah.
And he was a great guest, and him and the Cardinal together, they just had such great rapport between one another, and they would trade back and forth of reading these anecdotes from Mr. Rosales' books, and it was just great. It was a great show.
Yep. I believe I have
Gil in his element, being the point man and host, just fabulous stuff.
And John the Beagle Dad says, new puppy in about 4 months. Oh, good. And yes, a beagle, so he's not changing his name. Oh, that is excellent. And what is
good for you, John.
Weird Science is Kronos' creation, apparently. All right. P2S Chipper was a C++ programmer, and I happen to know that's a programming language, but that is the extent of it. And in university, PHP, JavaScript, okay, so those are all computer languages, I guess.
Yeah, they are. I mean, all I know is
Programming.
JavaScript, Hotmail, and
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, good. And Suzanne says, "Happy heavenly birthday to you, Cardinal Sin. We miss you, Gil. R.I.P. Absolutely." And give me Nemesis. Really, the movie? I hope you're kidding. I'm sure he's kidding. And Ari, would you mind reading this from our good friend Nemesis of Eden?
Yes, Nemesis of Eden says, anytime I sit down to paint or work on my models, I look at the Pascagoula alien scene from Gil. Miss him. He was quite the dude. An absolute legend.
Yep, I would agree. He wouldn't think so, I'm sure. He was modest. And I want to say hello to our friend, an original friend from Cardinal Sin, Antidirt of Jill.
Yes, hello. Well,
Hi,
yes,
Jill.
I wouldn't be speaking right now to any of you guys if he hadn't encouraged me to hop on that first time.
Yeah.
And
he made mention almost every stream that you were his first moderator. He was quite proud of that before Doomcock.
right, 1 week, just 1 week before Mary decided, before Mary got the okay from Doomcock to put me on as his wrench.
That's
right.
Oh, and also that's another person I wanted to mention tonight. We did just lose Mary Ashmead, and I know the stream is about Gil, but I did want to mention
sure.
her. She's
the Ginger Menace. She was also known as the Ginger Menace.
I know who she
Mary
is.
Ashmead. Yeah.
I don't think I understand what you're saying.
She passed away, Spidey.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. I thought you knew.
I thought you knew too.
I've been in Whistler for 3 days. Okay. Well,
Yeah, man.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well-
I saw you weren't in DC's chat the other night when he was talking.
I've been in Whistler. Another friend of mine had a 40th birthday, and so I've been sort of excommunicado for 3 days, and I'm very sorry to hear that. But I will at least raise a glass. And, yeah, she was a fan of Cardinal Sin as well. I know she was a friend of his.
She was a friend of many, and she was definitely a friend of Gil's. Gil and her Gil knew everybody, you know.
I think so.
She's important.
Jill, thanks for being here, and
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to drop that bomb on you, but
you know what?
I didn't know you didn't know.
That's okay. That's. I mean, hey, Jill, you are younger than the three of us, but by the time you get to our ages, and Rod as well is in our age group, you have a lot more experience with that sort of thing.
I
Unfortunately,
have more experience on because of YouTube.
that is also true. And Kronos says Prost. And
it's funny that you say that. I'm sorry, I forgot. You know me, I tend to jabberjaw. But when I was talking to Skogli Jotun earlier today, we were saying the same thing, and I was telling him about the party for Gil tonight. Asked him to come by, and he said he had to work, but he would try to stop in. So we may still see him. But we started talking about how in YouTube, like Herc was saying that he has all the emails from Gil, and like I have all of Gil's DMs that he sent me and emails too.
Yep.
And Scully was like,
I have a handwritten letter too about what he wanted to do with his channel and what he wanted from me.
And Skogli was saying, he was like, yep. And he looks it up and he's like, yep, this is the last thing I got from Gil. It was a heart, and we were talking about, how YouTube had allowed us to meet so many new people, especially during the lockdowns. And I was like, yeah, it allowed me to meet all these people. And now, I've been friends with them for years. And just, that we have lost, and it turned into a little bit of losing friends, and Pops was mentioned, and of course we were talking about Gil originally. Pops was mentioned, and Klobby, and we kind of just mentioned some names, and and I said, yeah, it still hurts, but we're better for having known them.
Yeah.
And that's, that's the trade-off. You know what I mean? If you open yourself up,
true.
yeah, you may experience some pain, but the joy and the gift of that friendship, it outweighs the pain.
Yes, and
Yes,
it's important
that
to remember them, keep their memory alive.
that is right, old man Bird. Mary Ashmead was the queen of the wrenches. Yeah, she offered me the position with Doomtalk as well. So that's true. And Tiger Stripes does say she loved that woman. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I think a lot of people did. Yeah, definitely. Okay, and Suzanne. Okay, you're still with us. Good. She says CSM. Sorry, I'm sticking around as I'm trying to get to bed early so I can do real life tomorrow. Peace out, everyone. Stay safe. All. Yeah, YouTube really messes with your sleep schedule sometimes.
It does. Totally.
Definitely. That's why I'm gonna move my Twilight Zone to Wednesday, because I wouldn't be able to get it ready by tomorrow. I need to sleep sometime, and I didn't want to cut this short.
Oh well, Jill, thanks. Of course, I'd never want to interfere with anyone else's YouTubing.
You're not. This is important.
And it is.
I made priorities.
PvP is impressed with your knowing all these languages. Similar syntax, says Old Man Bird. Okay, I guess computer languages have their own syntax, don't they?
But once you know one computer language, you can figure out any computer language. Just all you need to know is know how to print stuff out, and it rolls from there. And then all the different conditionals, if then, and looping, all different kinds of looping. So it's not too bad.
Oh my God! Are you still speaking English? Are you lost?
Ari, may I ask you to read this from our good friend Herc130 in the chat, please? Oh, I think you have your mute button on.
Yeah.
You may be muted.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
I would come on Bill's show. This is Herc 130. I would come on Bill's show and open up with, "Hello, Jenny." I remember that. Because they had a picture of Jenny Augeter from Logan's Front in the background. It became a running joke.
Say hi.
Yo, you got her hanging up. She looks great.
Nice.
Oh, here. Let me get rid of the chat here. Now you're here, Ari. I'll put you on solo layout just for a minute. There she is.
Oh, what a great picture. Still love that picture so much.
Yep. Well, that's why she's still there. She's been there, I don't know, since the first time you guys had me on. So
awesome. Yeah. That's a beautiful, just reminder, and it's in pride of place, pretty much where she was when Gil, had her up on the wall, right behind it.
Yeah, it is.
She was such a beautiful lady, and that's such a fine film that Spidey will not watch for some reason.
I mean to. I really will.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
I know, yeah.
We'll get you a copy of Logan's Run, and then you'll be obsessed.
Yeah, you'll never. Same with anyone on this panel. You can literally say anything. I'll never be offended.
I know.
Do rock.
You're too nice.
Yeah, funnily, this morning on Midnight's Edge, Paul Chatto was wearing a shirt. Well, he was dressed in something, and I don't think any of us would get it. But then all of a sudden, like one of the, I think it was Scribe Light, looked at him and he's like, "Hey, I'm not. Are you dressed like Logan's Run?" And then Chatto instantly like, "Yes." And like I'm just whoa. I mean, I'm driving, so I couldn't really look at the screen anyway. But like, it was just I was like, oh, that's neat thing,
Yeah. Paul Chatto, he's a funny guy, man. Another fellow Canadian of yours, Rod and Spidey. He was part of the Frantics the Frantics Improv Group, and then he was also an executive for I think it was CBC, but it was one of the Canadian broadcasters.
Yep, CBC.
And before we get
and now he's on Midnight's Edge. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys know Tom Connors? Really good guy. I've been on some shows with him. He's a really nice guy. And Andre, I can't pronounce Andre's last name, but he's Norwegian. And both guys very sharp. Really know their pop culture and
that's true.
And their pop culture history. So
Joe, can I ask you to read this, please, Joe?
Joe was a fan.
Sure, PS2 Chipper says, Ari, your brother Gil had one of the kindest hearts I had ever experienced. His level of patience was second to none. Gil was a class act.
I completely agree. Absolutely, PS2 Chipper.
100%.
And we are getting to the chat. We are getting to the chat, and it is a 420 friendly stream. Yes, absolutely.
And by the way, just as a quick throw in there with Paul Chatto, if you ever want to see some of his comedy, just just go into YouTube and then type in 4 on the floor, like number 4 is in like number 4 on the floor.
Oh yeah,
and then all 13 episodes of the Frantics 4 on the floor is on there. And it's gut busting hilarious.
They are good. Yeah.
And that's where you see his famous Canadian superhero, Mr. Canoehead.
Mr. Canoehead.
Yeah.
Yep. Who had a canoe welded, an aluminum canoe was welded to his head during a freak lightning accident.
Only in Canada.
Only in Canada. Jill.
Yep.
Sorry, not Jill. Ari, do you know what our friend PS2 Chipper is referring to? Would you mind reading it and commenting if you know what he's referring to? Because I do not.
Yeah, PS2 Chipper, Ari, I also remember Gil's story about trying to join the dive team. I don't know why I brought it up. I just remember it. I don't remember anything about trying to join the dive team. I know he was on the swim team. In the summertime. My sister and brother were both on the swim team. I don't remember anything about the dive team. That doesn't mean it didn't happen, but
and that means diving from a diving board, not scuba diving, right?
I presume as much. Yes.
Yeah, because I love scuba diving, but I'm sure Gil, like, we would have talked about scuba diving had he been a diver. Yeah. Sachi says
my uncle was a scuba diver.
Says. Oh nice. Yeah, okay. It's a passion. You get addicted.
Yeah, Spidey's a big scuba diver. I used to be a certified scuba diver, like PADI certified, which is Professional Association of Dive Instructors. Yeah, I never quite had the bug the same way Spidey did, but it is a hell of a lot of fun.
You know what? It's the animals in the water, man. I just love.
Yeah, well, that was the best time that I ever had was when I actually dove on a reef. I learned how to scuba dive in Lake Champlain up here in Vermont.
Oh,
yeah. I did not see Champ, which is our version of the Loch Ness monster. It's the Lake Champlain monster. We call it Champ. I didn't see it, but I was left once hanging on to an anchor chain for 20 minutes while we were doing some test dives, checking some people out. And man, I felt a little eerie once in a while. I don't know. Well, I didn't see anything. I just felt weird.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but
that's scary.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did one of the famous I'm not going to say tours. What do you call them? When they're exploring, when they're exploring out west, when they were, I mean, like, for example, isn't that one of the reasons why it's called Lake Champlain? Isn't that one of the?
Yes, D. Champlain he discovered this part of the continent.
That's what I thought.
And, and so it's named after him, just like different places are Hudson Bay is named for the the navigator who got the ship there, right? He was
Right,
an Englishman. The ship was Dutch or something like that.
Mhm.
I think that was like because of William of Orange had taken the throne. Blah blah blah.
I agree with you on this, Kronos. Logan with that was kind of depressing. I didn't like the movie Logan. I like the actor Hugh Jackman, and I like Wolverine, the character, but yeah, I don't like to see anyone get old. Like, we're never gonna get old, right?
I know. I mean, I love that. I love the movie itself. I just didn't like the ending, obviously. And like, it's the same thing with like my brother. He loved Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny, and I was just like, "Why do you like it?" You know, and he was just kind of like, "Because he gets old and he gets fragile." And I'm just like, "No, I hate that. I don't want to see that. No, I want them to remain forever young." And like every time I take the DVD out, and I just want to see him, that young, handsome, swashbuckling hero swinging from his whip.
Yes.
I don't want to see him get old. I don't want to see him become a drunk. And that was another thing that really pissed me off, because like my brother, he can get a little happy with the spirits, shall we say?
Oh yeah,
And
me too.
that's one of the reasons why I think he liked Dial of Destiny, because like Indiana became old and a drunk and like just like oh. And the same thing with Luke Skywalker. I
Yes,
mean, like,
same.
I mean, like, sucking green titty milk from some.
No, he should never be more than 35 years old. I agree.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt, Rod, but I'm getting behind on this chat. Ari, would you mind reading this from our friend from way over in Malaysia?
Yeah, Sashi says, I don't know much about computers anymore. I just focus on cutting lenses. Fun fact, the act of cutting lenses is called edging. Since I've been doing it for 30 years, I'm technically an edgelord.
Oh, geez.
That is super cool, Sashi.
That is kind of a screen.
And funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, right. The only thing I have to say about the problem with pop culture today is that no one ages gracefully. Everyone has to have they've been tearing down our icons for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but I like and I'm just going to take an example, and this may be controversial, but I think the Falcon was a great character and deserved his own movie, and
I agree.
They didn't have to make him Captain America. What the guys do. That character has been around since the 60s. He was one of the first black superheroes, and he was fabulous. He has his own set of powers. He has his own story, and he didn't need to be Captain America. Like, give the man his due. Give him the credit he deserves in his own character. Why glom something onto him so that you can squeeze money out of him?
Mm-hmm.
Or why can't Indiana Jones? Why can't he age gracefully and go out as a champ, the way he lived his life, like a champ?
Why can't he be giving like $1,000 lectures at and like people paying crap tons of money to actually see him, rather than just him, lecturing at a second college, not even a university, college, and and the students are half asleep anyway.
Right. He should have been like Mark Twain, when they got older, or Charles Dickens, and they would go on these reading tours. Yeah. And people would go just to hear them read their books, because they were legends. And Indiana Jones was a legend, and is a legend to me. But to me, there are only 3 films.
And I want to say hello and welcome to the Peter Venkman site. Peter Venkman being another legend. Jill, would you mind reading what our friend says?
The Peter Venkman fan site says, "Hail all, happy heavenly birthday. I miss seeing him in the chat and the exchange of pleasantries. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Yes.
And a middle finger.
it depends.
Yeah.
He always was very entertaining, even just when he was saying hello. So that was
Hi,
good.
Yeah.
hi, Benton's girl. It's good to see you.
Oh, yes. And Peter Venkman's site, I've made you a wrench because we definitely know you around here, and anyone I know, I make them a wrench. But there's no obligation to that. So yeah, welcome. And yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh, come on.
Friends in the chat.
Spidey, you got to get either Jill or Ari to read that last one from Kronos, the one up with
Got it.
one or two.
Yep, got it. Where? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Rod Thunderheart.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Nice.
Ghostbusters, my number one movie, all time.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One
That's a
of those
great
perfect
one.
movies.
Sorry,
Oh,
Rod.
and actually, I just wanted to first of all clarify. I mean, PvP said this. True. Mark Hamill is even worse than the character that Luke became. He recently said that Luke is gay. He seemed pretty interested in Princess Leia. That's not wrong, but it's not completely correct because here's what happened. They were interviewing him, Luke, at Hamill. They were interviewing him, and at one point there, he was clarifying. What he said was, if you believe Luke is gay, then he's gay. That's how he worded it, and he was also saying that like, if you think he's hetero, then like yes, he's hetero, and
That's right.
I get what he's and I get what he's trying to say, and like I like him being diplomatic for that. I mean, like it's one of the rare things he was actually thinking, but like he wasn't saying that Luke was gay in general or like for real in canon. He was saying that if you believed that he was, then he was, or if he was this, then he was. Which again, that's a very diplomatic way of looking at it for everybody watching, which is great. I mean, and dare I say it, I don't want to use that word inclusive, but it's fairly close to what, So I get what he's trying to say there.
It sounds like he was saying he was validating people's headcanon or fan fiction, which is not exactly true to the canon. But if you wanna play with the story like that, that's up to you.
Well, that's why George Lucas always included he allowed people to make their own fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and why he allowed so many authors to write EU material, what they call the extended universe, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not going to get political, and I'm not going to get into a Mark Hamill thing. Mark Hamill was my hero as a child. I will always see him as Luke Skywalker, the boy who, the farm boy who found a magic sword and saved the princess and made lifelong friends along the way, right? It's my first movie memory. It's one of the few memories I have of my dad, who was killed when I was 8. And we saw it at the drive-in. So, for me, he's always going to be that. But I also love Corvette Summer, which is another crap movie he made right around the same time as Star Wars. But you separate art from artist, and I do that a lot. And I think, like Rob was saying, a lot of what Hamill has said, and especially in this instance, has been taken out of context and blown out of proportion. And I think that you're right, Rod. He wasn't saying Luke is this or Luke is that. He was saying Luke is such an all-encompassing, iconic, hero's journey character that at least within the movie canon, if you wanted to think that he was gay because, maybe if that would help you with your own identity,
Yeah.
I could understand that. And that's what I think he was trying to say.
Exactly.
If a little kid, feels this way and he can still look at Luke and identify with him and it makes him feel good, then who's it hurting?
Yeah.
It's not hurting
I
anybody.
don't know if this is accurate, Herc 130. I don't know if it works that way. If kissing your sister turns you gay? I don't know,
What?
Herc. I don't know, Herc. That's interesting.
I think wanting to kiss a woman so bad that he kissed his own sister might mean that he was just like hyper masculine, maybe.
I was
But,
gonna, yeah, that's right. It is hard to ignore the patterns, PvP. You're right. And Jill, would you mind reading this, please, from our friend?
PS2 Chipper in the chat says, have you guys ever listened to the old recordings of Jack Kirby? Back in the 90s, he said USA doesn't need a Captain America anymore. Really? Wow.
Wow.
Is the fire too loud? I can lower my volume.
That fire
I
sounds
think
lovely.
the
to
fire
me.
sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
sounds good to me.
And,
Kind of reminds me of the fireside chats with Mayor Tommy Banks
oh yeah,
from
yeah.
Mayor Tommy Shanks from SCTV.
Nice. That's a deep cut there, right?
SCTV with John Candy, I believe.
Yeah.
And Eugene Levy, right?
Eugene Levy.
Yeah. Joe Flaherty.
Yes,
Catherine
Joe
Levy.
Flaherty.
Catherine Levy.
Pop culture seems part of the plan to deconstruct Western culture in general, and I believe it is the Chinese are behind it. PvP, that's no joke. But that's another stream. We'll do that stream to PvP. You and I are gonna do that stream next week. You and I will get together.
Good point. Yeah.
Hey, I want a piece of. Hold on, I want a piece of that stream because the Russian, there's a Russian defector who laid it out. You can find him on YouTube. The whole, communist plan of how to fifth column Western culture and destroy it from the inside. You know what I mean?
So we're not going to let him do that here.
We can always talk about that another time.
No, absolutely. And yeah, there's I agree. PvP. If some people want to see Kirk and Spock as gay, that's fine. I'm not going to tell them no. That's their own. I don't see it that way, but everyone sees things.
Nope, me neither.
That's the beauty of when you see a story or a movie, you interpret it your own way. So that's fantastic. That joke fell flat. Which joke, Herc? Oh.
Sorry, we took you a little too literally, and
that's okay. Oh yes, PvP. Andrea Martin. Let's not forget Andrea Martin of SCTV.
Mm-hmm.
She was hilarious.
Yes, she was.
Absolutely. Oh, okay.
Bob and Dave McKenzie on SCTV as well.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Dave Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas,
The McKenzie brothers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's where the Strange Brew idea came from, right? You guys have seen Strange Brew, right?
Oh yes.
Oh, what Canadian hasn't?
No, I was going to say, well, all good Canadians have seen Strange Brew and SCTV.
And
the
Letterkenny.
straight made, I would imagine.
And may I ask, Ari, would you mind reading this from PS2 Chipper?
Yeah, this is from PS2 Chipper. Yes, Jack Kirby did a bunch of interviews in the early 90s. They're a blast from the past, including one where Stan Lee calls to wish him a happy birthday. You can feel the animosity in the air. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Jack Kirby did not. He didn't like Stan. Stan tried to tip him out of his money.
Okay, and yes, Tiger Stripes. We're doing Twilight Zone on Wednesday since I didn't remember the stream was happening. So yes, we're messing with Jill's YouTube career. But we'll make it up to you, Jill.
It's my choice. I could have skipped it, but I didn't want to. This is important.
Today is March 3rd at Colonel's. I think it's not Tuesday, it's Monday probably.
Monday.
And Joe Flaherty as Count Floyd is probably my favorite as well. Tiger Stripes. I think I might agree with you on that.
No, especially the 3D. Yeah.
Yep. And Harold Ramis. Yes.
Yeah.
Bob and
So
Doug.
wow, it's just so many great talents came out of there.
Yeah.
Really was a breeding ground. That and
Time zones.
oh,
Carlos does not trust time zones.
I
Okay.
can't think of her name right now. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to put in that Andrea Martin was also in Black Christmas, which was Bob. Who's the director there? Bob. Dang it, I forget his last name. But the wild range. This guy did Black Christmas, Porky's, and Christmas Story. Bob Clark, was it? Directed all three of those movies. Wild range this guy had.
I can't look it up on my phone right now, but I'm going to grab my copy of A Christmas Story.
Okay.
It is Bob Clark. I just looked it up. You're correct. Bob Clark.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah. Wild range, this guy.
I didn't have to grab my copy apparently.
No, you didn't. And this is another long time, for YouTube, long-time friend of the channels and of Cardinal Sins, Mark D with a C. A good friend.
Yeah,
of
Mark D. Mark D with a
I
C.
think Mark D with a C would probably be a big fan of Jack Kirby as well, wouldn't he, Jill?
Absolutely. This is
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Hail Mark D with the C.
Yes,
Mark's-
two
Mark's
absent
great guy.
friends. He is.
He used to be, co-host with Clobby. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure everybody here knows this stuff. And has a great channel that he does on his own, especially Sunday Night Geekery. I know Mark's probably going, I never see you there, but I'm always lurking blooded, and I usually am always hitting that like button. And we miss you, and I'll try to stop in next time. And actually, what he says at the end is actually part of I have a toast that I do. I do it on my birthday, and I do it on my dad's birthday, and it is I quit drinking, but I do allow myself 2 drinks a year, and it's on those days, and on the days that I have that shot of whiskey, I say it's an old army toast, cavalry. 10th, and it goes, to absent companions, we miss you. We'll be with you soon enough. To the next post.
Cheers.
Skull.
Skull.
And may I ask Rod Thunderheart, would you mind reading this? Because you might actually know the name, or you might know the answer.
BBP. What was Count Floyd's show called? You're close. He's close. Very close. Don't think a mystery horror show. No, he got it all. He got it all right except mystery. It's Monster Killer Horror Theater. That's what it's called. Yep. Yeah, and just as a quick side note about the Great White North segment, that actually was spawned from the fact that when they pitched the idea for SCTV in Ontario, the Canadian broadcast, anyway, see. I don't know if anybody in America knows, but see, Canada, every TV station, every radio station, they must have 10% Canadian, which means, and then like And then that's what they told Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. Like, oh hey, you've got to have a show. 10% of your show has got to be part of your show has got to be 10% Canadian. And then Thomas jokingly, like literally jokingly, he was just like, "Well, what is 10%? We're in Canada. How could you? What more do you want us to do? Sit around here like eating back bacon and drinking beer and wearing toques?" And like, that's fun. That's fun. That's
yes.
and that's exactly how it happened.
They did.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's funny.
And
Ari, would you mind reading this from our friend Tiger Stripes?
Sure. Tiger Stripe says Andrea Martin did a stint as Pippin's grandmother on Broadway recently. Wow, that's a big part. Her performance of No Time at All is worth watching. Wow.
Recently, she's 20 years older than I am.
wow.
She's got to be in her like mid 70s. Holy crap!
Yeah.
She's
maybe
been at
not.
it for a minute. Yep.
I guess maybe I'm wrong, but I could have swore she was. Yeah, maybe I could be wrong. Huh. And Herc 130, and I agree with what he says. Mark D with a C is the real deal. His collection is world class. I believe that. I only have 10 comic books in as a collection for myself, and those were 10 comic books that Cardinal Sin sent to me. Spider-Man comic books from the 70s and 80s, original comic books
Wow.
in the plastic sleeve for my 50th birthday. And we did a stream with Clobberin' Times, who Mark D with a C co-hosted many a show with, came on to Cardinal Sin channel, and we went through all of these comic books with Cardinal Sin and Clobby and discussed them. And that was one of the best presents I've ever gotten. So that was.
I was going to say, I remember when they did that for you, Spidey and
I had no
Clobby
idea.
Gil. I mean, who better to discuss, Spider-Man with than two of, one of the, two of the most knowledgeable guys about comic books that you're probably going to run across anytime.
Put on my I put on the full Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
I did the whole show with my Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
One of them. And
Hey,
Jill, would you mind reading this?
I'm going to step out for a minute.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
you got it.
Tiger Stripe says, "I'll take a lurker over a troll any day of the week." La la la. To Kronos. And for me, I'm sorry if I seem a little distant from the stream. I'm looking up my kids' homework.
Oh no, absolutely not, Jill. I know you've got priorities, and they are absolutely. We can work with you on that. And Tiger Stripes on that note says, "Kronos, you can have all my trolls. I'll swap you for your lurkers." That's a good swap.
Well, can we all say that Jill has always had her priorities straight. She's very good that way.
Yeah.
Always admired her for that. Thank you, Jill.
And Rod, you're closest to Edmonton. What do you think about this?
Oh yes, I know exactly, and he's right. PvP and PvP says, wasn't SCTV filmed in Edmonton, Alberta? Actually, you're right. However, here's what happened. SCTV started in, I can't say Scarborough, but I'm reasonably certain it was Ontario. Well, I know it was in Ontario. And as a result, and Harold Ramis was part of the early SCTV show. But then the show got cut. And after, I think it was only like one and a half seasons. And as a result, the whole troop, everybody just got like, oh, well, that's it. And then all of a sudden they find out that they got an offer from ITV in Edmonton. And it was a local channel in Edmonton. And they were more than happy to welcome the SCTV comedy show up in Edmonton. And I am especially proud of anybody who lives in the area can totally see all the areas in and around Edmonton that they film. I mean, for example, if everybody remembers, like Mayor Tommy Shanks was part of, the mayor of Mellonville. And Mellonville, they've showed many, many times, is downtown Leduc.
Leduc, which is a town in Alberta.
Yeah, it's now a city. I mean, it's just south of Edmonton, and as a matter of fact, it's actually part of the Edmonton International Airport. Even though Edmonton likes to say that the international airport is theirs, but it's not, because A, it's on Leduc County land, and B, it's literally like just across the highway from Leduc. So,
okay, there you go.
As my brother says, no, it's the Leduc International Airport. And but yeah, no, all the some of their best skits were filmed in Edmonton, including the one with Conrad Bain. If anybody's even, well, who the hell is Conrad Bain? Well, Conrad Bain was the uncle in Different Strokes, the white uncle who adopted two black kids. Like Todd. I can't. Okay, his name is escaping me, but like.
What you talking about, Mr. D?
Yeah, Willis. Willis and Arnold, and yeah, and they also had one of their more famous skits. Also was because everybody knows who. Now Martin Short always did a skit with Ed. I'm brain farting on the name. Ed. The guy. Yeah, with the hair. He had his hair always slicked up in a straight up. Ed Leary? No, Ed Bagging? No.
Peter Graves in the chat says Ed Grimley.
Ed Grimley.
Whoa.
Yes, thank you.
And yes, and I want to say hello and welcome to Peter Graves, who was also one of the wrenches for the Cardinal Sin channel.
Nice.
So hello and welcome to Peter Graves. Hi, a good friend of the channel. Hi.
Hi, Peter.
Thank you. And thank you, Ari, thank you. Please interject anytime I'm screwing up. Yeah. I ask you to help me.
But but anyway, the Ed Grimley, he created a potion, and then it was basically like the Nutty Professor. He created a potion, he drank it, and then he transformed into. And now I can't even remember the. I can't even remember famous singer, but like, John Cougar Mellencamp. Yeah, John Cougar Mellencamp guest starred in Edmonton. He came on the show, and like, it was absolutely hilarious. Like Ed Grimley, like he transferred. And all of a sudden, John Cougar came up, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I'm John Cougar," and like it all. God, it was hilarious. And then what's really funny was that at the end of the sketch, John Cougar's at a bar, and he's like playing the guitar, and he's like doing his Jack and Diane song, and then all of a sudden, like, he starts transforming back into Ed Grimley, and like John Cougar had his hair like greased up to be like Ed Grimley, and like also when he like looks at the camera,
wow,
oh God, it was hilarious.
I got to go find the clip now. It's got to be on YouTube somewhere.
I was just gonna say, like, you look it up on YouTube. I guarantee it's got to be on there.
Cool.
Okay, and I want to say goodnight to PS2 Chipper. It says Canadian Spider, and I will start heading to bed. Take care, yes, because you're on the East Coast, so I appreciate you being here, and I will try to continue to interfere with your sleep schedule. And Ari, would you mind reading this? And I don't know if this is. I never heard this. I don't know if this might be full of shit, but do you mind?
Yeah, this is PS2 Chipper again, recalling the diving story. If I remember correctly, a coach said Gil had the wrong shoulders for diving. He spent months practicing until he got good, went back to show the coach, and they said his shoulders were the wrong size. Yeah, this is all news to me. I don't know anything about the diving. I did watch him swim.
Yeah.
Because my dad and I would often be timers, lane timers for the swimming events,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but I don't remember anything about the diving.
Yeah, no, that's news to me as well. And I agree, Kronos, redheads in the FBI, definitely. Agreed. And Old Man Bird says, brave divers, R.I.P. Steve Irwin, crocodile hunter, indeed, yes. Another diving Steve. Yeah, diving is addictive.
Crikey.
It was it the swim team? Yeah, the dive team. Okay. I don't know. Good question. I remember the coach dismissing him, says PS2 Chipper. He tried to prove the coach wrong, and the coach dismissed him again. Well, do you have the name of that coach? We'll give him a call. Let us know if you have a name and address.
We'll order him some pizza.
Yeah, we'll order him some pizza. That's right. I like it. That's from the 80s, Cam. I don't know if people do that anymore. I don't know if you're allowed.
You know, I just gave away my age, I guess, you know.
We used to do that in the 80s, order up pizzas and send it to you. I don't think you can do that. I think you have to pay first now. Jill probably doesn't. I don't even know if Jill's old enough to know this. Jill, have you ever heard of
I've heard of
pizza?
that joke because of Nickelodeon in the 90s. They used to play that prank on people, and I never understood it, but I guess I get it now. Then you get the pizza delivered, and then you're expected to pay the bill.
Right. And friends would order pizza and give you your address if you didn't like the guy. And the pizza dealer, well, you've got to pay for this. I didn't order it.
Yeah. There's like 12 pizzas.
The first person to think of that, genius.
Definitely.
Bastard, but a genius. And East Coast does rock. Don't forget Blade. Yes. Yeah, Blade's a fantastic. Another, same as Falcon. Same category, exactly.
Yeah. Another classic, character that, and Wesley Snipes is Blade. Come on. I don't care.
Yes.
They tried to, they tried
In
to
the last
recast.
movie, Wolverine and Deadpool had a guest spoiler. Blade was in it for a little while, and Wesley Snipes turns to the camera and says, "No, I'm the only Blade."
He was right.
Hey, when you're right, you're right, you know.
Like, actually, there's only ever been one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade. And then he fires a bazooka.
It sounds like you've seen the movie more than one time.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So the Peter Venkman fan site, I don't want you to miss that he's going to bed. Good night.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, we'll get right to that right now. Thank you very much, Jill. I appreciate your help. The Peter Venkman fan site says, have a good night, everyone. Get some marshmallows on that fire, Canadian Spider-Man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Hey, take it easy. Have a good night. PS2 Chipper as well. Have a great night. Thanks, you guys, for coming by. We really appreciate it.
Age is a state of mind, not body, says Rod Thunderheart. You're right. It appears under my name, but that is Rod saying that. And I agree. As long as you can still do handsprings, which I can, you're not old. Agreed. Pink is good if single. As in, like the artist, the girl that sings named Pink. I don't know if she's... Sure, Kronos.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think she has a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And I remember they had an Ed Grimley cartoon for a bit. Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I seem to recall that. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
It does sound familiar.
PvP puts a link in the chat to Hoser. Yes, because you are right, PvP, when he says Hoser can be an insult or a term of endearment. And around here, it is definitely a term of endearment.
Mm-hmm.
Mellencamp was on SCTV. I have not seen that, Rod, and I thought I've seen all the episodes. I'm going to have to go look for that. That is awesome.
No way. Roy Orbison.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, and he performed Pretty Woman.
You had to, you know. I don't think Roy could get off a stage without playing it at least once, you know.
Cam, do you mind reading this, my friend?
Yes, I would give my pleasure. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says in the chat, it would be easy to give a fake address if you were a nasty person. That said, they ask for your phone number first time and know it. If you pranked with a fake address, they'd probably block your number and send someone to get you.
That's true. That's true. And Old Man Bert says little kids in the USA calling each other hosers due to SCTV, and we still don't know what it means. So that's why. Thank you. PvP doing his moderation duties put a link in the chat to Eugene Bert so he knows what hoser specifically means. Yeah. And Joe, would you mind reading this a little bit more on the pizza delivery pranks? Well, I put some wood on the fire.
Pleasant Valley Picker CA in the chat says, it would be easy to give a fake address if you were a nasty person. That said, they ask for your phone number the first time and know it. If you pranked with a fake address, they'd probably block your number. That's a logical assumption, I suppose. Yeah. But if you give them the correct address, if you know the person who you're pranking, you're gonna know their phone number too. So you can probably pull it off if it's somebody you know you're trying to prank. If they have to pay on delivery.
But pizza delivery guys in the 80s were definitely some mystical land pirates.
So Herc says it's not the years, it's the mileage. I'm 142 years old. And Kronos says he's still here-ish. And PvP says, I think there were a number of bands on SCTV back then. And Kronos says,
he's right.
Right. Not the band. No, the band. Not the band. Not Pink. And I want to say hello and welcome to Daniel's Hot Topics. Good friend of the channel.
Hey, Daniel. What's going on, man?
And welcome.
Good to see you.
Carey Hart or Corey Hart?
I think it's
Racer.
Carey, actually.
Carey.
Yeah, he was a big dirt bike racer, and then and then he switched to cars.
All right.
But yeah, he was a top dirt bike racer.
Right. Okay. And yes, Peter Graves is agreeing with Old Man Bird as well. Okay. And
so just as a quick thing here, Kronos mentions was a good SNL. It's funny he mentions that because here's the thing. SCTV, there's another thing too. There are so many episodes that one might consider racist because there's not unlike the Muppets and like the Swedish Chef, or they've done things like that were literally today they might be considered off-color jokes and maybe not, but the whole thing was, and in John Candy's words, he said we were just trying not to get canceled. We were trying to be funny, but like we're trying not to be canceled. So they did literally anything they possibly could. And even Saturday Night Live actually looked at some of the skits that SCTV did, and they're like, wow, and gave them like props, like, and tried to imitate them, but like, often imitated, never duplicated.
Well, there was a lot of crossover between the artists, at least on SCTV and SNL, because SCTV, I mean, we just went through the lineup, in comedy genius after comedy genius. Yeah. And the early days of SNL were like that as well. I mean, look at all the people that came out of, the original cast.
Yeah.
You got Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi,
Hi Lemon Pie,
Lorraine Newman, Gilda Radner. They were all fabulous. And
Who's
then,
Peter
you know,
Greaves
even a little
referring
bit
to?
later,
Does anyone know who?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Cam. Do you know who Tim Ishimuni? That's a Japanese name. Tim Ishimuni. Haha. I don't.
Ishimuni.
From SCTV. I don't know. Ari, do you know what that's referring to?
I have no idea.
Nobody from SCTV. If I'm, that name looks completely unfamiliar to me.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. And oh, Jill, do you mind reading this from Old Man Bird? Oh, maybe Jill's away for a second. That's okay. I can read it. Old Man Bird in the chat says, it'd be nice, it'd be mice if someone would order the pizza for me, as long as it has no anchovies. Yeah. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, PvP, Corey Hart was indeed a Canadian pop singer. He sang Boy in the Box, Sunglasses at Night. What else?
Oh, really? I remember the Sunglasses at Night song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wear my sunglasses at night.
Oh, Tubes, Plasmatics, Plastics, and Talking Heads. Gary Todd videos. Okay. That's what you're referring to. And I do want to say hello and welcome the Buckethead, formerly known as Jeff Daniels. I've made you a moderator because we recognize you. No obligation with that.
Hey, Jeff.
No, yeah. Carrie Hart, not Corey. Made that mistake myself. That's how I know. Okay. I was going to say that's impressive if he went from rock and roll to sports car racing. That's.
Well, it's funny because I never knew Corey Hart, the singer, but I know Carrie Hart, the dirt bike rider. So,
oh, that's weird.
Yes.
But I did know his songs, you know. I may not know the artist, but I did know his songs.
Well, see, that's the other thing too. There are a lot of Harts up here in Canada. I mean, like Bret Hart, Stu Hart, you know,
right?
Yep.
The Hart family. You know, so.
Yeah, the wrestling royalty.
Yeah.
So I would like to, at the 2-hour mark, which is coming up in about 3 minutes, I would like to open, because this is a birthday celebration for our friend Cardinal Sin, and I have a present for Cardinal Sin, and I would like to open it in about 3 minutes, and we'll do that. But just so everyone knows, and I'm not planning on going too much longer. It is getting just about 2 hours on this live stream. So now, Ari, may I ask you, for Cardinal Sin's birthdays, do you know, did he ever go away for any of his birthdays that you're aware of, or would he often celebrate them in a home setting with his friends and family?
Well, the two big soirees that I mentioned, his 55th and his 50th, were both situations where he rented out a venue downtown Lawrence and had bands and throngs of people came and everything. So I'm not sure if that's what you mean by went away, but he didn't host them in his home. He had a venue, and so that's what I know about that. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, that's.
And I was just thinking like I was trying to picture everyone piled into Gil's apartment, you know, with all his collection of fabulous things. I'm like, man, must have been a nightmare. But yeah, it sounds like a venue kind of party.
This is one of my favorite Faulty Tower episodes, PvP. Ari, would you mind reading this? Because I know you're familiar with this episode. I know you.
Oh, yeah. Pleasant Valley Picker CA says, oh, man, people are so oversensitive now. I remember they tried to take off the Faulty Towers episodes, the Germans. If I remember, German folks protested saying to keep it available as it was funny. So, yeah, I mean, the whole Monty Python crowd and everybody in that English comedy genre, they were always poking fun at the Germans. I even remember the Fast Show, which I think in the U.S. was called Brilliant. They were always poking fun at the Germans too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you start 2 world wars.
Yeah, pretty much. A great line at the end of an Irish play that's called, I think it's called The Weir. I'm not sure. And at the very end, everybody's leaving the bar. The whole play takes place in a bar, and they've been talking about these Germans moving in, like off and on the whole play. And the very last line is, "Yeah, but these fucking Germans were Norwegian."
That's funny. Oh, okay. So Peter Graves has and we've just gone on the 2-hour mark, and I do want to read. Peter Graves says Tim was on the Gary Todd show interview with Godzilla. Oh, okay, all right. And he also says no sunglasses at this time. Well, you know Corey Hart, Colonels. I'm sure you do. Plasmatics. Wow, that was hardcore punk, says PvP. I'm impressed. I don't know them. I've only heard the name, PvP. Yeah. Don't mess around with the guy in the shade, says Lemon Pie, and you are absolutely correct, and it is a good song.
Hey, Lemon Pie. Okay. How are you?
Oh. That's right. He was funny as shit. I remember that. Go ahead, Rod. Do you mind reading that? I do remember that.
Yeah, Peter Graves says, "Forgive me for not being more complete. Dave Thomas, SCTV, played in Tim Ishimini, Gary Todd's Japanese counterpart." Okay. Yeah.
That's a deep cut, then.
Yes, I do remember that. Tim Ishimini. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he did it in a very funny way. That's awesome. Okay, and Herc130 says, Pleasant Valley Picker. I once saw Wendy O. Williams and the Plasmatics. All she was wearing was 3 pieces of electrical tape and a chainsaw. It was an epic show. Do you have videos?
Wait, Wendy Williams? Really?
Yeah.
Wendy O. Williams.
And I want to say hello.
This is like back in the CBGB days when like TV was on, like their band TV, and and the Plasmatics and like the Ramones were just getting started, and I can't think of the other name. It'll come to me. Sorry. David Byrne, his band. I can't think.
Man, we're all getting old.
Oh, I was just about to ask if I could put the link in the chat. I know you did that earlier.
No, I already did. Stark of Iron, you're welcome in. And Buckethead, I made you a mod because I know you, and anyone that I recognize becomes a mod on this channel. We're going to try and see how many mods we can get up to.
Hi, Buckethead.
And you're right, PvP. Monty Python and Cleese were not afraid to mock anyone, which makes them great.
And Wes Cagle.
Grogan,
hey, you made it.
not Godzilla. Okay, PvP. And Wes Cagle, hello. And
gotta get
and
your
welcome.
kaiju straight.
Oh, hello all. Hello.
That's right. They are different kaijus.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Wes. Thank you. We're just about to open a birthday present.
Oh, fantastic.
And thanks, PvP. I have a feeling Gil
Hi,
would
Wes
approve.
Cagle.
Hello, Jill. Hello.
Yeah, West Cagle. Do you know Ari?
Yes, I don't think I've been on a stream with him at the same time, but I know who he is. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. And West Cagle is a good friend of the chat, and that is the flag of Ontario, the original Canadian flag. It sort of looks like the Ontario.
Yes, make Canada great again.
It's the original Canadian flag a long time ago. So there you go, or one of them. And that's the link for Wendy O. Williams on SCTV's The Fishin' Musician. Okay.
Second City TV? Really? She had a really? She was on Second City TV? I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I.
Wow.
Oh, we have someone knocking at the door.
Oh, we do. Yes. Hi, Tony. Bosun Whistle.
here.
You got it. Here you go, Tony.
Hey! Well,
Canada is a silly place.
look at the gang's all here. Hi. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey, what's
Of
up,
course.
bud?
Well,
Hey, Tony. Hey.
Yeah, you come on in, Jeff Buckethead, formerly known as Jeff Daniels. You come on in anytime you want.
Yeah,
We know that.
he's Buckethead's beginning to spread his wings as a pundit on my channel, and he's doing really good.
Yeah.
He's a really super solid guy.
Fantastic.
Cool kid.
And just sharing a link to them on Tom Schneider. Okay, excellent. And Tony has snapped. He is back.
No, I've not.
He snapped himself back into existence. The good kind of snap.
It's good
So,
to see you all here. Spidey, Rod,
You just-
Cam, long time no see.
Yeah.
Harry, longer time not seen as much. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see
haven't
you
seen
all.
you in forever, Tony.
I know, it's almost as if there was a show or something ago. Jeez.
We just had a live stream together just a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And hello, Unknown Seed.
That is one of my
I
friends. His
welcome
name
you.
is Cody. He's actually one of my friends from the third dimension. I know. I'm scared too.
So if you know this person in real life, I'm gonna wrench them, and no obligation with that, Unknown Seed.
Wait, congratulations, Cody. This is your first, possibly only YouTube wrench because Spider-Man just don't give a damn.
No. And so anyone that has whose name is Blue, if you're a moderator on any, and this is on any channel, and Jill already knows these tricks, but anyone that is a moderator, and if your name is Blue, you have the ability to time people out and also put in links to the chat. So that's and Jeff the Buckethead, formerly known as the Buckethead, is right here. Hello and welcome.
Awesome.
Hello.
We're celebrating a
Hi, Jeff.
birthday. Welcome.
Well,
It is
happy birthday to whose birthday
Cardinal
is it?
Sin.
Cardinal Sin?
Cardinal Sin. He's no longer with us, but we still celebrate it, and we have at least an important family member. Ari Bavel is here with us to celebrate as well, and so we're just saying hello to everyone. Thank you for joining us, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Yes, I remember. I remember about a year ago. I think DC mentioned Cardinal Sin's passing.
Well, Ari, it's been more than a year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be 2 years in September.
Yeah, 2 years. Since
I remember.
That's right.
I remember that being a big thing around the time it was shortly after I started watching Friday Night Frolics faithfully.
Yeah, that's right. And
He read Cardinal Sin stories and
Yep.
Especially at Halloween, he had that great Halloween story, and DC would read it for him.
Yes.
DC and he were good friends.
There was a knocking at the door, as I recall.
Yes, there was.
And you know what? None of us are ever going to stop mentioning Cardinal Sin on our streams. We're never going to stop mentioning and bringing him up. And I want to say hello to another friend, Mr. MH. Says,
can I read this one? I wanted to say hi to Mr.
Oh yeah, you go ahead, Cam. You go ahead.
Cool. Thanks a lot, man. Hey, Mr. MH, it's good to see you. Hey, y'all. Can't stay, but happy birthday to our dearly departed friend, Cardinal Sin. May he always be remembered. We all love you, brother. Respect and God bless to you all.
Yep.
Thanks, Mr. MH, man. Have a good night.
God bless you, MH.
Take care, my friend.
So I think it's time to open a present. What? Yeah,
Yes. Do it.
A present? Wow.
We have a present to celebrate.
Oh, here we go.
But I'll just I'll wait till everyone is ready.
Would you like a
And,
drum
Ari,
roll
is
while
it-
you open it? Would you like a drum roll?
Sure. Ari, is that okay? Open it now.
Absolutely. Whatever you want.
Aha! Okay. These are. This is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bald Canadian.
Oh,
This is a tube of fireworks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like a Roman candle. Nice.
This is a Roman
the
candle.
good ones.
Hey,
Yes.
buddy, I'm just doing a birthday stream. This is a good friend of mine in real life. This is Big Isaac.
Real person.
Hi, Big
Fantastic.
Isaac.
Hey, Big Isaac.
We're just
Hey,
about
Isaac.
to light off.
What's up, Isaac?
Big Isaac. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, a friend from the
We're celebrating
third
this
dimension.
guy, Cardinal Sin.
Oh yeah.
He passed away a couple of years ago, but it's his birthday. And Ari is the brother is here with us, and we're about to light off the Roman candles to celebrate.
Cool. Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
I remember when we were in Mexico, you were wrenching for him
Wrenching for
From-
Cardinal Sin. That's
quite
right.
a bit.
This Anti-Dirt of Jill is another wrench for Cardinal Sin, or was. So you know most of these people on this stream. Rod Thunderheart up in Edmonton.
Yeah. Well, I spent 13 years there.
Yeah. Oh, you did? You lived there for 13 years?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. There you go.
Oh,
All right. Well,
North side, dirty side.
I'll wait till Ari comes back, and then we'll light the fuse on. No, it's okay. It gives us the end, where the fuse is, so that's good.
Find
And,
the business end and don't look into it after you light it, please.
Well, the last ones, I threw them in the fire
Oh, jeez.
for
Oh,
Manorama.
Real
No.
intelligent.
Well, I had a most of a bottle of whiskey, and it was aimed at the
Clearly.
camera, and they shot over the camera at the computer. It was crazy.
Oh,
Tony, I
no.
get the feeling you're speaking from experience there.
That was
I'll
great.
have you know that I speak
Yeah.
from wisdom that is perceived not to have experienced. But you could say that my common sense would be tingling at that point, handling fireworks around a bonfire after drinking
Okay.
a bottle of whiskey. But,
So,
but, it takes all kinds to make a world. So
Canadian Spider-Man, that one deserves the bucket.
oh yeah, okay.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome, Buckethead. I was wondering why your name was the Buckethead, formerly known as Jeff, and that because you have the bucket. Did you?
He's a Xanadoomer, a longtime Xanadoomer at that, and
I have a bucket as well, but I didn't cut I wasn't smart enough to cut eye holes in my bucket.
Well, I just finished explaining in the post Stark of Iron stream that I have two purposes for the bucket. Either when I'm embarrassed, or when someone says something so ridiculously stupid that it embarrasses me. That qualifies.
You must get a lot of use out of that bucket then.
Yep.
All right. So so this is the present to Cardinal Sin. It says a 10-ball Canadian candle. And Ari, you had mentioned that Cardinal Sin did enjoy fireworks, right?
Oh, he loved fireworks. Yeah. 4th
Nice.
of July was second only to Halloween for Gil in terms of holiday celebrations. Yeah.
Nice.
I was going to say he loved fireworks and haunted houses.
Yes, that's right. He did for Halloween. All right, so I'm going to tilt the camera up away from the bonfire, and so you can see these go off. So we're going to light these in tribute to Cardinal Sin, and I'm going to. We shouldn't start a forest fire, right?
now I don't have anything to drink.
No, we're wet.
Let me go get a cup of soda or some water or something.
Yes, Tony, absolutely. There we go. No, I don't think it would burn either. That's right. And my buddy Cassius is here with us. He's joined Big Isaac and I, and so we have two professional firefighter monitors just for safety.
Nice.
So I'm going to tilt the camera up away from the
Oh,
fire.
you thought of everything, Spidey.
No, these two just showed up unplanned.
Yeah, make
So,
yourself big, Spidey, so that we can
Yeah,
see.
Peter Graves says go full screen.
Okay.
There's that serendipity at work again. Two
There you
professional firefighters, right?
All right, guys. So should I light it with a now? If this is the fuse is on this end, so the balls shoot out the other end, right?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm not
That's
sure,
important.
but I say yes.
All right.
I'm not sure about that. I would.
It comes out the bottom end, I think.
Wouldn't
Oh
there
shit!
be?
It does.
Yes.
That was aimed at my computer. Cam. Shit. Shit! I nearly hit my computer. Cam.
Oh, I'm glad I dropped by.
Woo.
That would have been funny on film.
I was gonna say, didn't they come with instructions?
No.
Hey, sorry, I was muted. The end you light is the end it shoots out of, bud.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I know that now.
logically.
Yeah.
It was aimed at my computer.
Sorry. I was muted and getting some lemonade when you were asking that question, and I figured they would give you the right answer. Yeah, but
I shot firework. The first one went directly over my laptop and onto the deck.
Yeah,
I'll have to go back and watch it because I missed it. I was getting lemonade.
Your first mistake was listening to somebody from
Did you
a
fire
moron
it
from
off
New Jersey.
already?
Yeah, I would have told you that it was the end that you light too. But...
Well, to be fair, the traditional Roman candle shoots out from the same end that you light it. But this is a Canadian candle, so you never know.
You're not wrong.
So it's safe to throw in the fire now, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Don't stick it.
Did you
light
count?
it with
Did you
the
get all
match.
10?
No, did you count? Did we count 10?
Oh, did anyone count 10?
No.
No.
Did you guys count 10? 10
I
came
was
out
too
of that?
busy laughing.
I can't put it in the fire.
We think so. We're pretty
We gave him the
sure.
wrong answer the first time.
At
Yes,
least everybody
the second
said
time.
Nobody caught on fire. Yeah.
Swear to God.
Miskatonic madness.
Amateur hours here.
Oh,
Just hey, Spidey. I'll just for future reference. If someone gives you a grenade, don't take it.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
remember to
throw the grenade. Don't throw the pin.
No,
Yeah.
just tell them
Throw
no,
the pin.
thank you.
Pull the grenade. Throw the pin.
Well, what I was really the worst thing I was thinking we have this thing called white phosphorus, really, and it'll burn through anything. Like to demonstrate it, we would pop them off and we would sit them on top of a
Wes
a little
Cagle
car, the block of a car engine, and you would sit this Willie Pete on top and pop it, and it would just melt through the engine block. That was the demonstration. So
I want to say hello to Gary Ambrosia.
after seeing that demonstration of Roman candle handling, I would.
Hey, Spidey, can I send Sean Carter the link?
Absolutely.
Isn't it in the chat?
I'll put it in the chat, and here it is again in the chat.
Yeah, and isn't and hail Gary Ambrosia.
Good to see you.
Very
Gary.
much to hail Gary Ambrosia. And Ari, I know I said it was going to be a shorter stream, so I certainly don't want to keep you. I know it's getting late, and anyone has to go. And here is Sean Carter. Hi,
Hey
Sean.
guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sci-fi model guy. Give
Hello.
him some fanfare. Come on, there you go. Yeah.
And may I ask, Sean, do you know Ari? Ari, have you streamed with Sean
No,
before?
Ari, but I know you are Gil's brother, correct?
That's correct.
Greetings to you, sir.
Greetings to you, sir.
Sean,
Sean builds models and puts lights and sound effects in them and is incredible, like the Star Trek Enterprise models and so forth. Everything, really.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Not like some of us kit bashers that just grab whatever they can grab and sell it as a set.
Yeah, Gil, man, Gil was such a cool dude. I cherish the direct messages I have from him and read them quite often. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi everyone. Hi Jill. Hi Cam.
Hey Sean, how you doing, brother?
I had one
Good.
phone call with Gil, but it was a good one.
And Sean, that's funny. We've all mentioned how we've all kept our communications with Gil, and that they're amongst our prized possessions. It sounds like they are.
Didn't he have a great way of just making you feel like you were the only person he talked to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like he would just do that. Like he's like, dude, he sent me this long thing. Like, man, no, but he did that for everybody.
Yeah.
File 13, Canadian Spider-Man. File 13 is also one of mine.
Okay.
Very
I
good
will add
one.
him
An
as a
excellent
moderator.
editor.
And hello,
also
Outlaw
a
Bill.
craftsman.
Yeah, I know File 13. What's
Okay,
up,
hello
File?
to Outlaw Bill and hello to File 13.
He's got a job on Starcast on Saturdays. He's been nailing it too, man. He's
Nice.
And hello, Matt.
funny. He's funny. He's quick-witted,
funny,
knowledgeable.
dude.
He's good.
Yeah,
He's good.
yeah, that guy's really funny.
Hey, I just heard you guys saying shout out to Gary Ambrosia. I just want to say, hey Gary, how's it going? Gary is another guy I have a nickname for. I call him the, Andy Masterson is the wizard, and Mr. Gary Ambrosia is the master of props. And if you've ever seen like the Fett helmet he's done, or some, you ever see the Indiana Jones like little movie segment he made with Rancor Steve? I think Rancor Steve is in both of those actual clips.
Wait till you guys see what Gary's acquired.
Man, he has a
Gary.
collection.
Sean and I were talking about it. My God, man.
Yeah.
I was impressed. He had one of the original barrels from the Jaws movie. And he restored it. That was awesome.
Yeah, he's the master of props. He's incredible. I mean, he really knows his stuff and takes his time and care with it. So we love you, Gary. Anyway, we'll stop blowing smoke up your ass.
Hail to the great Gary.
Oh no, but I just got here. Gary's amazing.
Gary, if you're still here, I want to call you at some point, man. We need to catch up. It's been a minute. I want to call you. I want to call Andy. I want to make time to call everybody. Because I just want to check in. And
look what Gary sent me.
Yeah, that's one of Bruce's teeth, ain't it?
Yeah, these are cast from Bruce's teeth.
Wow! Wow!
A whole bunch of them.
Mine is in the other room, but I've got some gold press latinum from Gary.
Let's see here. I have gifts from Gary.
You got to get it, Joe. You got to show it.
I have a ring, obviously, but I also have my prison ID badge for whenever we get together and represent Xanadu. He made that for me.
Dream Machine.
Hey Tony, did you get your book?
Huh?
You get your book yet?
Not yet.
Oh, should be this week.
Well, you know, it's got to go through your codes, so your post office. Remember, your post office. Canada's post office is a bit on of embargo at the moment. It takes forever to process.
Are they still on strike?
They're not on strike
no,
anymore, but
no, but I mean, I think he's probably talking about the tensions between the countries. Yeah, I get it. Still,
that's all bupkis. There's no tension here, my friend.
No tension. We're happy to have Canadian Spider-Man become your new governor. It's going to happen any day.
Yeah, well, we in America we understand Canada's not for sale, but why would we buy something we could take over, in the course of a long weekend?
Right.
I don't know about that. I mean, especially I'd like to see you survive one of our winters. But
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not sweating you guys. Don't worry about it.
If there isn't a bear for me to skin and wear it like Thor, okay, I don't think I'm going to be up there for one of your winters.
To be fair,
now if I do get a bear skin cloak, if I do kill a bear and make it into my cloak like Thor, then I will hopefully stand a better chance.
To be fair,
all I need's a bear. Anybody got a bear lying around?
Yeah, boo boo.
boo-boo.
Oh no!
Oh, we lost Spidey.
Oh,
no!
Spidey got talked.
Well, Rod's got the keys. Rod's got the keys.
I'm here.
Yeah, he does.
I mean,
luckily.
To be fair, didn't the U.S. already try to take over Canada once?
Yeah, but what we did was they told us no, and then we bought Alaska and we just surrounded them.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
we
yeah,
were stupid enough
I will
to try
say,
to.
look, as the only American who lives within 5 minutes of the Canadian border, I like Canada just the way it is.
I agree. I think it's a
Me
bunch
too.
of silly nonsense.
Yeah,
I want Canada to remain Canada. I think
Yeah.
it's just fluff.
It's just
I love
win.
my Canadian folk
I'd like
brethren.
I'd like their health care though.
Oh no, you wouldn't.
No, it's free, but
It's free, but it takes
you get what you pay for.
12 years to get a
It's
treatment
better-
for cancer.
It's better.
Well, you know
than
what
I
though? For
got
some
now.
people, that would work. There are people that would say, "I'll take that," over what I got.
Mhm.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's definitely a discussion that I'm it's happy to have, but not here. But
No.
no, I don't know how most Americans feel about it. I, for one, I support the current president, but I'm not in with the 51st state nonsense. It's silly. I'd like
Well, no,
Canada to be Canada. I want them to be friends and allies, and I want to go travel there. And
Well, I don't agree with 51st state either, but because we'd have to make about 10 states out of Canada. So
Well, my favorite thing that Canada has done under Canada's own jurisdiction has to be the applied robotics, the Canadarm space robot arm projects that they often have assisting the shuttles. The Canadarm robots, that put them on the map for like space tech.
yeah, and you don't want to fuck with Canada. They were at Normandy. They were. They will kill. They will mess you up.
Look,
it's,
I've seen their SF guys, and their snipers are among the best in the world, if not the best, and held the record for longest kill shot in the war on terrorism. And our good friend Lord Thoth, who is a super wrench. You've probably encountered him in many channels.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah.
He's not only RC MP Royal Canadian Mounted, but he was a soldier, Canadian, and served overseas. And those guys have been with us in every conflict, that we've had since World War One, and they are our closest friend and ally in the world, and we should treat them with the respect and love that you treat a best friend and ally.
Well,
That's my
that
point.
from this
But
panel
what
for
do
sure.
I know about anything?
well, we don't have
No,
a
you're
problem
right.
with the Canadian people. We have a problem with the Canadian leadership. That's the problem.
Well, the Canadians have issues with their own leadership, and just like here, we should leave the Canadians to hash it out amongst themselves.
Yeah, I don't think it was a real threat or anything. It's just, I think it was just a joke, and everybody just likes
No,
it.
it's just gaslighting. It's just giving some people something to focus on, rather than to sit.
Right.
And then he can cloud the issue with anything else that he really wants.
Yeah, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help when Trudeau thinks that he can win a trade war against the U.S. That doesn't help.
No, but it's all a distraction, and I mean, I don't think there's any Trudeau lovers here.
Max makes the best point on this entire debacle. He says, "I think we can relax. It's gunboat diplomacy. It really is."
Mm-hmm. Well, we're all friends and brothers here, right? And sisters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
And as I said earlier, it's James Doohan's birthday, so of course he also served.
I found the coolest picture of him, and I posted it. It was him in, I think, was he in the Army, or was he in the Marines in Canada?
I'm not sure.
I posted a thing, and he's got that smile, and he's a young guy, and it's like it was his son Chris posted "Happy Birthday, Dad." He would have been 105 today, right?
Wow.
It says that he.
I would say that Alaska gets colder, Outlaw Bill. But go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Outlaw Bill, you forgot Vermont, but
Oh, okay.
Actually,
talking about all the cold states.
it's good to see you, Outlaw Bill.
I
Yes,
would
Max
probably say
Redstone
Lynn
has.
Lake in Manitoba. That's literally been the coldest spot on the planet in the last several years.
Oh yeah, Canada's damn
what-
cold. Yeah,
Jim,
Well,
they're
it
what
gets
were you
colder
gonna
than the
say?
surface of Mars. Did you know that?
Okay. Hi. Can you hear me?
Oh, there
Yeah,
you are.
zero-
Spidey,
zero
you're back.
There he is.
Zero,
Hey, Spidey.
0 degrees. 0 degrees would be a warm day on Mars.
Yeah.
I lost the internet at the house, so I'm hooked up to my phone. It's
Oh, you're coming in
marginal,
good, buddy.
marginal internet.
It wasn't because of the fireworks, was it?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, PJ Bear. Hey, PJ Bear.
I'm curious what Jill was about to say. There was something about Mr. Doohan.
Yes.
It says he was in the Canadian Army, so he was in the
Oh,
fourth-
Army. Okay.
14th Field
Oh, James
Artillery
Doohan. Yeah.
Regiment.
Yeah, Jimmy
14th?
Doohan was on the
Happy
beaches
birthday,
at
Mr.
Normandy.
Doohan.
That's right, on D-Day.
Yeah, he
That's
was
how
at
he
the
lost his
where he-
fingers, right?
at Normandy.
Well, yeah, and that's where he almost died, but he was saved by a cigarette case that was in his pocket.
Wow.
Yeah, he lost those fingers in there, didn't? Yeah.
You lost one
That's
finger.
right, friendly fire.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me at all? Is my mic working?
I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yes.
Wasn't sure. It
very
didn't
well.
seem to be registering here for some weird reason, but yeah, Jimmy, he's a legend here. Well, he was born here in my province, so about 4 hours drive away from where I am. So he's definitely a legend in my life.
Oh, I bet. No, I mean, he was a huge star in 1960s Star Trek.
Oh yeah, he was
You know.
born in Vancouver was where he was born actually.
Network television, and that's one of the great things about Canada. You send us all your best actors.
Well, a lot of people go where the opportunity is, and back in those days, unless you want to do Shakespeare plays for the CBC for the rest of your life, you kind of thought, I better go to Hollywood and try and get a job, right? Or go to New York and get a stage work or something. Which Shatner was a stage trained actor too, so
From a very early age, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean there's still a lot of Canadians working down south. I mean, it's just a reality. Though our film industry has matured in the last 30 years or so, because I believe Vancouver still produces around $1 billion worth of entertainment, music, and TV every year. So it has matured up here in recent decades. Yeah.
Well, worldwide, a lot of countries have gotten better, and Hollywood better wake up and stop thinking they're the best. Because tell you what, man, there's some good movies coming from all over the world.
Well, that's the thing, right? Yeah. It's like, I guess it was back in the 90s with X-Files and stuff when it really started to take off up here. So, yeah.
Yeah. There's actually two different Snow White movies in the works. Of course, there's the travesty from Disney.
Uh-oh.
Of course, there's a travesty from Disney.
We lost Spidey again.
Oh,
What?
yeah. He's having
no.
trouble with his internet.
There he is. Wait.
Oh, there
No.
he's back.
I'm here. I just wanted to make sure that Rod Thunderheart could get on.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah. You're in and out like a Boston brothel, buddy. I was gonna say New Jersey,
Oh, we
but
lost
Wes Cagel's
Tony.
here.
That's what it was. Yeah, no. New Jersey would be accurate, Sean.
Yeah. Oh.
Why not?
I went for 2 streams, and finally it got me.
The Duck of Death.
The Duck of Death. That fucking bastard.
But yeah, as I was saying, of course, there's the Disney travesty Snow White, but there's also another non-Disney Snow White movie that someone else is making that is going to be incredibly faithful to the original story.
Is that still in the works? Because that was Brett Cooper, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I know she had a falling out with the people that own that property.
Last I heard, I haven't checked in a bit, but the last I heard that is still in the works.
Oh. Yes, Miskatonic Madman, Daily Wire. Yeah.
So that's yeah, absolutely. And
Can we read that one from?
let's annex Scotty R37. I agree, Jill.
Yeah, he would
Agreed.
he would
Well,
enjoy
I don't
that.
know what kind of
Yeah.
profit we would get from that annexation, to be quite honest. But hey, you do you.
We get a stockpile of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Yeah, that's the one.
yeah.
Jill, as our resident Star Trek expert, would you confirm and read this from Mark C with a D?
Oh, so is Sean. Mark D with the C says William Shatner is Canadian. He could call in a strike from Scotty, and it would be all over for the USA.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mark D
well,
with a C.
yeah.
Hey, I gotta shout out Mark D with a C. That guy's so awesome. He made me some coasters with my logo on
Lucky.
it. Yeah, everyone please
Make
sub
me
to
a
him.
coaster, Mark. Come on, I want an arc reactor coaster. Fitted for my tumbler that's usually full of whiskey.
No,
but
I
unfortunately
had such a great conversation with him about the 3D printing and stuff, and man, I could have talked to him for another 3 or 4 hours about that
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
That was-
I gotta
that was
get it. I
great.
gotta get a Doomsday machine from that guy.
Yeah, everybody needs a
That's
doomsday
awesome.
machine. You get a doomsday machine. You get a doomsday machine.
Yeah, those things were so cool. I saw that he was like, oh, it would make a great Christmas tree ornament, which it would.
I'm gonna work with him on lighting them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
Oh,
hey.
awesome.
Well, I am Iron Man. I am the source of a lot of great ideas.
Hey, Tony,
Sorry.
I got something I think you'll appreciate as a Decepticon.
You want Megatron to step
no.
out, don't you?
This is a belt buckle.
That's
This is
a
a-
belt buckle.
Yes.
I have a
Max
belt with that
Redstone.
buckle's name on it. I'm gonna find one.
Wow.
Max Redstone has 2 Doomsday machines.
Not one, the but
You need 2 deckers, man.
Wow.
You need 2 deckers, 2 shuttlecraft, and 2 constellations to take them.
Yeah, I was about to say 2 deckers flipping out. We got ourselves a Christmas song in the works. 2 deckers flipping out and a doomsday machine from eBay.
Well, here's a Doomsday on eBay. Okay, well, thanks, Mark D with a C.
I'm so glad that those lyrics, that lyrical syntax worked, because I was totally hedging my bets. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
And a partridge in a pear tree. They got
Yeah,
run
lyrical
over by a
syntax was
lawnmower.
perfect. And a doomsday.
Oh.
I don't remember it now. Shit.
I believe it sounds like someone has a internet YouTube
fire.
video going in the background or something.
Uh-oh, spaghetti.
Actually, what it is, it's not YouTube. It's people talking. It's a party.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
heard some very low muffled in the.
Canadian
Now it's
Spider-Man, if you could check the request, I would like to do something, but at the end of the program tonight, since everybody is talking right now. I figured.
Yes, I have it, and the low noise is my friends around the campfire talking.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Yeah,
That's what
so
it
do
is.
I.
Okay.
I didn't invite them; they just showed up.
Well,
So yes, the
Hi to the people behind you.
yes, hi, they're both here. Big Isaac and Cassius.
Have them come up and say hi.
No, they did. They did just before you got here.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They did.
I'm sorry.
My favorite print
Join the
is the
bonfire.
Liberator from Blake 7.
blundering oaf.
I don't know that. The fire is still a thing. So actually, we're about 2 hours and 38 minutes in. I think I'm going to wrap it up here.
Okay.
But I would like to ask, and Tony, I will ask you to close out with Loch Lomond,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Let's.
But before we do that, I would like to go and ask Ari, brother of Cardinal Sin, is there any closing thoughts or final things that you would like to say to celebrate Cardinal Sin's birthday tonight?
I just want to thank everybody for being here and participating, all the wonderful things the experiences that you've shared of your time with Gil and with Cardinal Sin, and it's very meaningful to me. It's very powerful, and I'm just so glad that you hosted this event and that you asked me to be here and become a part of it.
Right on.
Of course, that's a given. Absolutely.
Much appreciated. Yeah.
Spidey, are we gonna talk after in the backstage?
We sure, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I would like to
Absolutely.
tell Ari a story after if we can.
100%.
Okay.
So I'm, and I want to thank everyone for being. Does there anyone want to say any quick last words before we?
I'd like to say something if I could.
Yeah, go ahead, Campa.
First, I'd like to thank Spidey for hosting and having us all here. I wanted to thank everyone who showed up in the chat, or if you're watching this later on, thanks a lot for showing up. Gil would have had a blast to see us all here and having a good time, and of course having his brother Ari here. Ari, we really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us, and just letting us share our memories and you sharing your memories with us, and we really appreciate it. Gil was a big part of our lives, and he was a good man and a good friend, and he's missed. And it's said often, but his like will not be seen again, and I believe that's true. And I still hear his voice in my head sometimes, and it was a real joy to have him befriend me, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you befriending all of us and helping us keep his memory alive, brother. We love you, man.
Amen.
Amen.
And
Amen.
I guess,
Ari.
Ari, I guess Spidey, I could tell it now. Maybe
Go ahead.
the viewers
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say,
Yeah, and I want to say hello to DJ Play Nice. Hi.
"Oh,
Hi,
hey,
Go ahead,
DJ."
Hey, DJ.
And some of you know this, and Ari, maybe you have heard it, but the night Gil passed, I was working in my second job. I was mopping the floor. I work at Pizza Hut, just for a side gig, and I'm mopping the floor, and Gil had an ability to talk a lot. And I know a lot of us, and I'm saying that with a smile on my face. But if there was a panel, he was a formidable force on it, and he did. He took center stage, and no one complained. It wasn't a bad thing. And I'm sitting there mopping, and I don't know why, but I started having a conversation with him. And this is before I knew he had left. And I'm like, Gil, buddy, you gotta let me talk. And Ari, I said this out loud. I'm mopping the floor and I say this out loud, and I don't know why I did. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, Gil, I got some stuff to say. You gotta let me talk, buddy. and he said, you're gonna get to. I felt that in my head. And I was mopping, and I put my headphones in, and I'm listening to Clobber in Times, the Saturday night Star Trek show, and everyone's talking about what happened. I know he visited me. He came to say hi. He came to say, it's okay, Sean, I get you. You can talk. But I heard it, and God darn it, if I didn't go to bed with tears, but with a smile, because I know he was there. And he touched me, as he was probably touched a lot of people that night. And it was a surreal experience, man. It really was. So
Yeah, thanks for that, Sean.
That's a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
The Saturday night Star Trek. That's how I found out about it too.
Yeah.
Joe, do you want to?
That's a beautiful memory, man.
I found out from
comforting. It was. I'm comforted.
yeah,
Even though I'm
Mexican
crying,
Iron
I'm
Man
comforted.
I think it was the Mexican Iron Man. No, the first person that messaged me was like, "Did you know Gil was dead?" He texted me, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" I was at work at the time, and I was like, "I gotta go home." Like, that blew my mind. But
Jill, did you want to say anything for this birthday celebration before we?
Sure. I'm glad that we're doing all that we can to keep his memory alive, remembering how much he enjoyed music and punk rock, and how great his channel was, and how it brought us all together and inspired so many of us to share what we had to realize that we did have something worth sharing. He always saw that in everybody, that we were valuable in some way where we didn't see it ourselves.
And that is very true.
He could see your potential.
Yeah. I loved all his different shows. His of course Midnight to Midnight was my second favorite. My actual favorite was Masters of the Genre, which was really cool. That's how we got to know about Tracy Torme, but also I got to learn about H.P. Lovecraft and that society and lots of neat things.
Cheers.
There it is. I Am Not a Number. That was also a fantastic one, and his
nice.
Sunday show, Cardinal Sin and Friends. I loved it. Sometimes you could have trivia on there. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Me and Tiger Stripes were neck and neck on trivia. I don't know how. I'm terrible at trivia, but somehow I won that. And of course, got to remember the unboxing.
The unboxing.
And of course, Into the Fringe, as everybody mentioned quite a bit. And thank you so much, Canadian Spider-Man and Ari, for putting together this party to remember him.
Oh, there's no way we're not gonna. Yeah. And Rod, you're also one of the OGs. I'll get to you and West Kegel and PvP and Buckethead, and then Tony will end it. Do you want to say something quickly here, Rod?
First, got to say that Cardinal Sin was the first guy off of Doomcock's channel that invited me onto his show, and then he pretty much had me co-host with him, and I was just floored. I was just just some guy out in Doomcock, and suddenly I just he'd usually put me center stage, and then I was there long enough eventually that I became regular on his show, and I can't thank him enough for that. It was so much fun, and I missed the trivia. I missed the I think I won 2 prizes, and I don't even remember. I
I see what you're saying. And that's right. He had a way of putting people on the spot.
Yeah, and then I know I'd won. I know I'd won at least 2 things from him, but I understand that he didn't. He passed before he could pass them on to me. I know one of them was that Tracy Torme's book, if I remember correctly, was one of them. But not that I'm asking or anything. I'm just simply pointing out. But I can't. I gotta say, he's the first one off of YouTube that my heart just broke when I first heard. I'm not sure if it was on Doomcocks or on Saturday Night Star Trek, Gil said, but it just I just felt so empty when I realized. I was like, no, it's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna see it.
I felt really bad because he missed his Monday stream. He was going to have a stream on Monday, and I was there waiting for it to happen so I could help wrench it, and it didn't happen. And I thought, oh well, he'll probably reschedule it.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Happy birthday, Gil. Best of luck to your brother, and and miss you. And
hail.
Well, I'll see you one day.
We drink.
Sorry, I'm outside.
Thanks.
You gonna do the whole course?
Thanks. And PvP. I know you've known Cardinal Sin for quite a while.
I didn't know him as long as a lot of you guys did, I don't think. Some of you probably knew him for at least a year, if not more. I can't remember exactly when I'm sure it was through Doomcock's Friday Night Frolics where I probably met him in the chat. and you know, I chatted with him originally, and then of course through that I found his channel, and I started watching that, and you know, hanging out in the chat there, and eventually, of course, you know, Gil being Gil invited me to, you know, come on the panels, which was, you know, was great, and you know, I think I only knew him maybe, I don't know, 4 months or something. It wasn't long enough. I mean, it was not too many months before he passed away, unfortunately. But I do remember the times I was on there. I was maybe on his channel, maybe, I don't know, a dozen times. I'm guessing. I mean, my memory's not that great sometimes, but you know, we'd go on, and sometimes he'd do like a trivia thing, or he'd do one of those spinning wheel things where he'd give away a prize, and you know, those were always fun. And I actually won a couple things from him, like Rod mentioned. I won some stuff from Gil, which he was nice enough to actually mail all the way up to Canada here. And yeah, interesting discussions. He always treated the panel with kindness, respect. It was always, you know, good, fun hangout just with everybody chatting about whatever the topic was that night. And I enjoyed his music because I'm a classic 70s punk rock guy. Like, that was my music. Well, I love classic rock like the Beatles and stuff too, you know, and Zeppelin and all that. But I always loved late 70s punk, and you know, Gil had the punk stuff going, and yeah, it was always fun. So yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can add. You know, I don't want to ramble on and bore people, but yeah, his streams are really good, and I just, you know, I wish he was still doing them, basically. So happy birthday, Gil.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for that, PvP. And I think you touched on something that someone else had touched on earlier, and we talked about before you got here, about they said that Gil was the most generous man on YouTube, and I elaborated on that by saying he was not only generous with, you know, material things that he thought were cool that you would be interested in as well, but he was a man who his generosity was of his time and just giving of himself, and in that he definitely was the most generous man on YouTube. Anyway, sorry.
No, please continue. No,
that's I just wanted to reiterate for everybody, you know, the generosity of the man. You know, he gave of himself, his time, and his knowledge, and he was always, you know, I think I said earlier that, you know, he was there to listen to you if you had a problem or if you had a good idea, you know, or you know, you had something you're working on or you're writing or something, and you needed someone to bounce it off of. You know, he was there, and he would give you creative criticism, you know, and
he did.
He was just very generous with his time and his knowledge, you know, not just the gifts that he gave, which were amazing gifts. My God, he gave away some amazing things. Canadian Spider-Man, you back? You want to take the helm here?
Yeah, I want to finish off. We just got a couple of short things left. West Kegel, and then I'd like to get to Buckethead and Tony. Go ahead, West Kegel. Well, could you read this from our friend?
Sure. Mark D with a C says, Gil invited me to his last unboxing. I couldn't make it. Wish I had been there. You never know. And a truer statement was never said. Yeah, this is absolutely true. Yeah, you just never know. Yeah.
Yes, the panel has exploded, Sashi. And I just want to say before, Ari, before I forget, you are now one of our friends aside from Cardinal Sin. So if we should if you want to do stuff that's not related to Cardinal Sin, obviously just in your own element, you want to come on and we can celebrate your birthday or whatever else. You're always welcome here with us, and everyone on this panel would be more than happy to have you on their channels.
It would be an honor and a privilege.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. I'm truly blessed. Thank you.
I mean, between us, we have probably 10,000 subscribers between all of us, and you're welcome to come on and expose yourself to every one of those people.
Oh, now don't take that out of context.
Nobody clip that segment.
That means clip it.
Now, see, if we had Gorilla here tonight, he'd clip that one for sure. Gorilla loves
Buckethead.
Don't make me reach for the bucket now.
Do you have any final words, Buckethead?
Well, I myself never met Gil, never exposed to him. I was there when DC made the announcement that he had passed. I've heard a lot of people talk about him, and I wish I could have been in a position where I had been able to get to know him. Because from what I've heard, he sounds like the kind of person I would absolutely have loved.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You can go back and listen to his streams. I mean, he was incredible, especially one of the last ones he did. He was trying to start a series called Cardinal Sin Reads, and he wrote a wonderful a story, like this dystopian futuristic thing about the cult of Devo, right? Was it Devo? Who else was it in that, you guys?
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was Devo.
Yeah, it was Devo and some other band, but it was this great story.
Oh, man.
And he did one. He only did one, but man, was it good. I wanted to hear more of it.
Devo
Really
Riots,
pulled me in.
it was good.
Lovely shirt.
Yes. And okay, I'm going to put myself big here so you can see. Ari, I did say that I had a wardrobe change, which was typical during midnight to midnight. Gil and I would do that. Cardinal Sin and I would do wardrobe, and so would Rod. So here's his. Now, Ari, you please. I'm going to show it, and can you please describe it?
Sure.
I got the same one too.
You're gonna have to take off the. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Ari sent me the same one, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the 50th birthday party. So this is one of that we were talking before where we rented out a venue, and so we've got the Gilman 50th birthday, the Mad Kings, the Hex Breakers, Gaslight Garden, I guess. I think that's actually the venue, the Gaslight Garden. That's where we had his remembrance after. And I can't read all of that stuff, but there's a picture of the creature from the Black Lagoon there. So
DJ Ray Bellis Ones stands.
Oh, DJ Ray Velasquez. Yeah, he was the DJ.
Spinning Gil's personal collection.
Punk, new wave, and garbage starts 8:00 maybe.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nothing on the back, I don't think. But
all right.
Yeah, and I have the coin too. And Fed for Hire did the design for that coin.
I have one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, Ari, I can fit in a medium.
You can fit into a medium? Okay. Duly noted.
If you're bigger than me, Capcom, we can always trade when we meet up and do Running of the Bulls, buddy.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing the running of the bulls? Really? You maniacs.
20 times. Ari, I don't know if you know, but the fellow next to you, Cam, has run with him 20 times.
Oh, my.
19. I've run 19 times, and I will be there this summer. My girlfriend really wants to go to Spain. She knows how much I love running with the bulls, and she and I are going. I've already booked the hotels in Pamplona, and hopefully I will get to. I'm hoping to get to 25. I always wanted to do 25 by the time I was 50, and I'm a couple years past 50, and I'm at 19. So we'll see what happens.
Honey, I don't have to be faster than the bull. I just have to be faster than you.
Yeah. Cam, Spidey, Spidey, could you host a thing where we show pictures of that? I would love to see that.
I would want to see it done live, recorded live.
We did. And
you did. Okay.
Cam and I did a bullfighting, and that stream, YouTube took it down and gave me a warning. and I got a penalty for
That's
putting that.
ridiculous.
Oh no!
It was a photo
Yeah.
of a bull with some spears in it from a long way away, and you couldn't even really see blood. And I fought it, and then they clamped down harder on me. They actually gave me an official warning after I fought it.
That's bogus. Because Thanazord had to take a training, and like if you were documenting something that actually happens, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
okay.
Put it up on
And-
your Rumble channel,
Wow.
Spidey.
And
That's what we got a
those are
Rumble
all-
for.
Those are all pictures from my personal collection. I took all of those photos. It's not like we used some other photos or anyone else's intellectual property.
If you could filter them out and do some that would get by, I would love to see your trip there featured. That would be great. I would love to see that.
Do it.
Well, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, we've thought about doing it. I could show you my tattoo. I've got a tattoo just for the running of the bulls and everything.
Is it
You guys
on your
want to see it?
bum?
No, it's on my leg. All my tattoos are on my leg. I was in the military.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Yeah, I can make you big for that. So we're on 3 hours, and after we look at Cam's legs.
And actually, I only have 15 marked on here. I wanted to get the other 4 when I got done, and that's when the pandemic hit and all the tattoo shops were closed, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So it actually only says 15 on my leg, but it's 19. I'm going to get the 4 done before I leave to go to Spain, and then when I get back, I'll have the rest. So hopefully I'll have the full accoutrement. But yeah, I'll show you the tattoo if you want.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Make him big. Make him big, Spidey.
Make him big,
no,
Spidey.
he's gonna moon us.
He's gonna moon us.
Oh wait, I can kind of
Plant.
see it.
You're missing.
Yeah,
on.
we're
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard angle.
Yeah, it's kind of not.
But
There it is.
There it is. All right,
Nice.
now we
Nice.
can do it again.
Beautiful.
There it is. There it is.
I
you
love
go.
the
Good.
hash marks, man. That's so
Perfect.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I love
Like
that.
days spent in jail hash marks.
And now the stream is banned. Yes, that's
Banned!
right.
Banned!
And
And
hello,
It's only
Altus.
for entertainment purposes.
and you notice they're all blood red, right?
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, you're definitely tempting fate.
Oh, that was a good stream. Thank you, Mr. Capino.
I have my whole life.
Oh, okay. And yes, Rob Altus, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you went on a trip to Singapore, and I'd like to get you on to talk about that. But that's another stream. Happy birthday, indeed. This is a birthday stream. So I'm going to, before the last thing, Tony, I'll have you close out with Loch Lomond. But if it's all right with Ari, do you mind if I play the music from Cardinal Sin one more time, the guitar riff?
Not at all. Please do.
Yeah.
Oh, the Axeman.
Okay, so Buckethead, formerly known as Jeff, please pay attention. This is Cardinal Sin in his element.
I rock like this.
Outstanding.
There you go.
Yes.
I wonder if I was passed out.
Yeah.
No,
Probably.
Rob, you were there. I might have been passed out. Hard to say. It's hard to say because we kind of have two Rod Thunderhearts on the panel right now, don't
Well,
we?
I was going to add that in my preamble before my performance.
Okay, Tony, you want to wrap it up? I want to say thank you.
I actually will, and this is how we're going to do this. Once I'm done with the crescendo, we're all going to join in for a final happy birthday, and I want everybody to sing along with me for that. All right?
Oh, do we do Arnold
so-
Schwarzenegger happy birthday or just regular?
No, just you could be silly, you could be shitty, you could try. I don't care. I just want everybody to sing happy birthday at the same time for our friend. That's all I care
Cool.
about. But here, a little preamble first. What could be said about the guy who is as very critical as Cam Campbell say? somebody who sees the potential in everybody, like Jill says, somebody who will give everybody a chance, like Rod says, and who is the most generous person that I've ever met, as if I would not have encountered his generosity, I wouldn't be here right now. I am broadcasting from a PC that he purchased for me 3 years ago, to almost to the day, when my old streaming computer kicked in the bucket whenever I was getting my foot in the door. And speaking of feet in the door, Midnight to Midnight was my first YouTube appearance ever. And I was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, but also I was very, very nervous. Because we got into it. I don't know how the conversation flowed, but we got into it a little bit. And I said, yeah, I love it when DC sings Loch Lomond. And I said, I sing along with him every time he does it. And Gil was like, well, do it. And I'm like, excuse me? Go ahead and sing it. I want to hear you sing it. And I'm like, well, okay. So I sung Loch Lomond, and he's sitting there, he's scratching his chin, nodding, you know. He's like, you know, you got the heart for this kind of thing, but you would piss off the band worse than all get up with your timing. Your timing's off. So I'm going to give you a nickel's worth of free advice. Get yourself a metronome and get in sync with the beat of the song. And since then, you know, that is the most generous advice, and I'm still broadcasting on his most generous material item. Gil has a heart of platinum, solid platinum, almost palladium. The man could probably design a cold fusion reactor between the two of them. And you know, he's just an all-around good friend, and it was an honor and a blessing to have known him, to have had him kick me in the ass right and proper to do this YouTube thing, and I don't know what I'd do without it.
I dragged you on there to introduce you to.
Exactly. And then Rod, speaking of which, I believe Gil was about 3 or 4 margaritas in, but Rod had passed out.
Yep.
Okay, Rod had passed out. And as I had analyzed Rod's voice in the past, I says he's kind of got like that Kermit thing going on. He's got that, you know, like that low guttural, you know, that like tenor 2 low guttural. And so I just decided to wing it. And he's like, and Gil goes, he's like, so what do you think, Rod? And I'm like, well, I think it was pretty good. Yeah. Oh man. I had him fooled for like an hour. Wow. Had him fooled for a fucking hour.
Nice.
That's true. And I was cracking up. I thought I gave it away. But.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. Then I was there on your first one.
Yeah. So I'm not drinking any alcohol tonight because I don't have it, but I got a half a tumbler of Coke here, all the same. Hold up your steins, decanters, cups, you know, whatever you got, whether it's water or libation, doesn't matter. Hail to the great Cardinal Sin. We love you and miss you, and this tribute is for you. Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? To honor the man, the myth, the legend, is a little Scottish ballad by the name of Loch Lomond, and it goes a wee bit like this. By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and me true love were ever one to gae, on the bonny, bonny banks o' Loch Lomond. Ari take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afar, but me and me true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks o' la Lorman. 'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, on the steep, steep side o' Ben Lorman, where in a purple hue the Highland hills we view, and the moon coming out in the gloamon. All ye take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afar ye. But me and me true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks o' la Lorman. The wee birdies sing, and the wild flowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping. But the broken-hearted kens nigh a second spring, though the riflemen cease fry their greeting. All ye take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afar ye. But me and my true love will never meet again. Love you. Happy birthday, Gil. On
Happy
the
birthday,
bonny, bonny banks o' la Lorman. Now let's go out on a happy note, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Gil Evans. Happy birthday to you. Hey guys, I love y'all, but come on, don't quit your day jobs.
Oh, you know what? My son joined in
Oh,
on
I'm
that.
going to quit my day job.
Very cool.
But not for that.
Hey,
I told him
Apex
it's time
Comics.
to go to bed.
The joke's on you, Tony. I work at Culver's for a living.
Everybody. I want to thank everybody.
Shame on you, Dexter. I've defeated
Memnarch.
you.
And I want to thank Ari. I want to thank you for being a part of this. And like I said, we can do stuff just with you, not involving Cardinal Sin. If you're welcome anytime, my friend.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the invite, and we'll definitely be in touch.
You're darn right. And when I come down to Kansas, I'm gonna look everyone up. But thank you so much. And we're gonna go out. I've changed the outro video so it's Gil playing again on the outro video. So we're gonna end the stream, and Rod Thunderheart, Sean, West Kegel, PvP, Tony, Jeff Buckethead, Antidote Jill, Cam, and Ari. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks everyone in the chat. Thank you everyone in the chat.
Happy birthday,
Good night
Gil.
and happy birthday. Happy birthday, Gil.
Happy birthday, Gil.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, old man.
Happy birthday.
I rock like this.